people. Let this move. Get this thing started. Yo, Paul, can y'all hear me? Can everybody hear me out there? I'm trying something new. Every day I'm trying something new. Can everybody hear me? Tell me, please, please, please tell me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Anyway, what's up? This is Wednesday nights, 7:30. You know what it is. It's the Boys Club. Rich Dollaz, Sean Prez. The realest relationship conversation you're going to hear on the internet. Can y'all hear me? Is everything good? All right, perfect. All right, bet. So let's get Sean in here. Let's get this thing started. Wednesday night, you know what can y'all hear me or not? Can you hear me?
Rich, what up?
What's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, who, me or the crowd?
You, the crowd. Nigga, you the crowd?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
All right, cool. Perfect.
Why you say that? Because you got them new headphones on? You looking good? You smile?
I'm trying something new, bro. Last week I tried the iPods. The iPods, they were cool, but I want to try this because it got that noise canceling shit.
Which headphones are those?
The Sony joints.
Oh, those is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, them Sony joints is crazy. They got the best noise canceling in the game.
Yo, that's what I feel like I'm next to you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
Rich, what up? Shout to everybody checking in. We're gonna let a few more people get into the room before we start our weekly conversation. Rich, did you do the intro?
I did. So, yo, before I remiss, please tell a friend to tell a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. The Boys Club is on, the realest relationship conversation on the internet. Y'all know how we do it every Wednesday night, 7:30. I'm saying it again, every Wednesday night, 7:30. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's get this thing popping.
Okay, everybody, y'all know what we do. Rich just gave the intro. I want to welcome everybody back to our show. The numbers are going up. People are getting here bright and early. Before we even get into it, on behalf of Rich and myself, I just want to say thank you to especially our loyal people who have been with us months and months. Rich, we coming up on a year that we've been doing this. You know that, right?
Yeah. I remember.
I didn't even realize that.
Yup. I remember like it was yesterday because I was doing that show. I was doing that whatchamacallit in San Diego last year this time.
Yeah. So to everybody who's been helping spread the word, just shout to you. I am Joe Paul, SB, Antoinette, who else? Just give shout outs to people who we know been there rocking with us, and helping to spread this word to everybody. Like we love y'all. We thank y'all. Real talk. And I'm sorry if I can't remember everybody's name offhand, but definitely.
Gabby Wright, Ray Cole Music, of course Sandy Wade, Owning Your Happiness, my man Slick Rick. We appreciate y'all, bro.
All right, done deal. Okay, Rich, I'm gonna try to stay away from current events because we got so much to talk about that we've been putting on the back burner because there's been so much happening in the world. But I want to bring something up that happened. It's about a month and change ago. It kind of went viral, and I don't know if you saw it, but a daughter walked in. She came home from work. She found her mother in bed with her baby father. Did you see that clip that went viral about a month ago?
Mm-mm.
All right. So she coming from work like she normally do. Open the door, whatever. Go to the room. Her mother getting it in with her baby father. Now, homegirl flip out as she should, and the mother kind of got belligerent. She was on it like, yo, I wouldn't even be in this bed if you wasn't holding it down. I was able to take your man because you are not doing what you supposed to do to keep him. Now, homeboy never said a word. He didn't say one word through it all. This is mother and daughter going back and forth.
I misunderstood what you were saying. All right, I got it now. Go ahead.
Okay, you clear?
I'm very clear, yes.
Okay, so my question for you does it come down like the mother clearly looked like a mother. She looked her age. It wasn't like this is, you know, a mother who looked like she 25 years old. She had miles on her. And then she's with a grown daughter. This is not a 18-year-old and the mother just happened to be 36, had her at 18. This daughter was pushing 30, the mother in her 50s or something, and look every bit of it. So my question is, was that dude in the bed because, yo, I get a chance to smash the mother and the daughter, and for him, this is some crazy fantasy he gets to live out? Or is the mother real? And I ask you this question because it comes down to the basics. She's like, I took your man because you were not doing what you were supposed to do to satisfy this man, and I was able to move in. So if I could move in, any woman can move in. What's your thoughts?
How did you even get to bring this up? Like, what possessed you to bring this shit up tonight?
I'm gonna tell you because
right.
Just bear with me.
Okay. First of all, the mother's disgusting. Okay?
Agreed.
Second of all, you don't know what your daughter's not doing. You shouldn't know what your daughter or your son is not doing with their person, because you're a whole fucking parent. You're a whole parent to these children. Why are you even discussing how good your daughter or your son is in bed? Like, how does that conversation even start?
Hold on, slow down. The mother was not referring to what she was doing in bed. She was very specific. She said, you're not doing what a woman is supposed to do. Meaning the basics.
Okay.
Cleaning, treatment. Okay,
semantics. I don't care what your daughter's not doing. You should not be trying to replace your daughter or outdo your daughter or do what your daughter's not doing for her nigga. That's disgusting, bro. Like, the fact that you even are in conversations with this, and if the nigga comes to you and complain, you bring it to your daughter. Yo, you're gonna lose this nigga. And it ain't supposed to be losing this nigga to me. It's supposed to be losing this nigga to somebody out in the streets. Like, you're not supposed to be like, oh, I cook, I clean, I do the basic fundamental things that you're looking for better than my daughter. Like, what type of sick competition are you in with your daughter? And the fact that you said that she's an older woman, I wouldn't have given her a pass. But what I would have said was, if she was a young mother and she was feeling like having her daughter kept her from doing things in life, and she was resentful and she was angry, and she looked at her daughter and there's the thought of, you know what I'm saying? Like, you fucked my life up and your father was never around and all these different things that are going through your head, then you might do some spiteful shit. But if you're already an older woman and you are not that 16-year-old mother that is 32 now when your daughter's 16 dating a 20-year-old or some craziness like that, the reality is you should never be in competition with your daughter. And me and you have this conversation all the time. It's fucking weird. Like, that's some real Jerry Springer, middle America, country, fucking under the rock kind of shit that's going on right there. Like, I could never in my mind fathom Taylor bringing home a girl and me being like, yo, what? You said a nigga not taking you out? He ain't treating you right? I got you, little mama. Like, nigga, what? Like, what? In what life is that okay that you're putting yourself in a competition with your child for the love and admiration or sex of another person? That is disgusting. It's gross. It's no justification. And the fact that she's even trying to flip it and say that I took your man because you weren't doing the things that you weren't supposed to, that you weren't doing the things that you were supposed to be doing is even fucking weirder. Like, what are you and my nigga, like, how y'all even enter this conversation to where you are asking him about my motherfucking day-to-day activity. That's crazy. That's crazy. And the fact that you're my mother, bitch, kill yourself.
Okay. Glad you got that out. I agree with you 100%. So I don't even need to have the conversation. I want to move it a little bit because I want to go somewhere with this.
Okay.
I want you to pay attention to what I asked you earlier, but take it away from the mother. I asked, was that man in the bed with that woman because it was some sick fantasy? Hear me out. Some sick fantasy. She could be any woman now. Any woman. Did he cheat because he just wanted to smash, or do the basics? What that mother said, if this was Susie from next door, Shaquita from up the block, if it's Denise from around the corner, can they snatch your man if they are bringing the basics to the table despite how they look? And I was setting it up. Hear me out, Rich, before you answer. I told you that woman look every bit her age. I told you. All of that stuff. Is homegirl up the block a threat if she's handling her business and you're not?
Like, it all, like, going in, okay, so first, let's address the boy.
Do you understand what I'm asking?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
But in addressing the boy, I can't speak to that because I'm never, like.
Take your mind outside of the mother. That was just a setup.
All right.
Let's talk about every other chick, whether they look busted. I said the woman is old. She look every bit her age. I wanted to go there because niggas cheat all the time. All the time. And the main girl is like, I can't even believe you slept with her. Like you violated us for that one? For that one. So my question to you is, did he just do it on GP because he wanted to? Because it was another place he could get a nut? Or despite how she looked, she brought all them extra things, the intangibles to the table that his girl wasn't, and that's what led that woman to take her man. Do you understand my question?
You're trying your best to confuse me.
Oh my God.
I understand the question, but the whole first part of this, you could have just omitted the old lady and the mother. That takes us someplace totally different.
No, I wanted to talk about that anyway, because that was like big news that we didn't even get a chance to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So as far as that's concerned, absolutely. As far as Julie down the block fucking your dude because you're not doing the right thing or you're not treating him right, absolutely.
Hold on. Despite how she look?
Despite niggas grind, yeah. I'm not saying that she gonna take you. I'm not saying that he gonna take her. But just like you just said, 99% of the time a dude get caught doing some bullshit, he'd be like, fuck that ugly bitch. Why did I even do that? Why did I even do that? Why did I even put myself in this position with that smut from around the corner? But she was in the right place at the right time. My girl wasn't acting right. And all of a sudden, I backslide. I fuck up. And then you get caught and you be like, oh my God, shorty. And your girl be like, her. Of all the girls in the whole project, you pick shorty from 2B? Like, that's the one that everybody be handling. Everybody know her head is monster. Her box is crazy. She do flips and shit. Like, and you just be like, she was in the right place at the right time. Her girl wasn't doing right. And I got caught up. And that be the one that you get caught with. You fuck around and lose your girl behind shorty that you see. And every time you see her, she disgusts you. You be like, oh, that's the girl. Huh? And you just want to punch her in the face like, bitch, why'd you suck my dick? Like, you be tight, like you be tight, and you be like, oh my God, bro. Like of all the girls, why her? But it just because she was in the right place at the right time and she had that monster. You had that monster, and you was like, ah, I can do it. And in your mind, you'd be like, I can do it. I can get away with it. I promise I can do it and get away with it. And then that be the time that you get fucked off and you end up losing your girl behind some bullshit and you be tight for weeks, wanting to punch this girl in the face every time you walk down the block, and she'd be like, hey, Richie, you fucking bitch. Richie, what you doing, Richie? You fucking bitch. And you be tight. But that's how the shit go. That's how it always go.
Yo, okay, so I want to narrow this down because you ain't exactly going where I'm trying to go with it. So I'll speak. All right. I'm asking this question because you're right. That chick who's just always around is always it's a danger. We know that as men. That chick who's always around, no matter what her reputation is, no matter, you know, how she looked, this, that, and the third, every man done got, whether he got caught, like literally his girl caught him, or he just got caught, like, yo, I can't even believe. I lowered myself to hit that, but right place, right time, we get that. I guess I'm wondering, how, the basics. How valuable in 2022? Is there a value in somebody who listened to you, somebody who has good conversation, somebody who cooks, somebody you go to their house is actually clean. You go there, just pop up, it's actually clean. The basics. Is that enough? Is that, despite how a woman look, and it ain't even got nothing to do with I got caught. I got caught out there with the one who was just hanging around all the time. I'm talking about she wasn't necessarily hanging around all the time. She just had all the things that your girl didn't have. And because of that, despite how she looked, I chose her. So maybe I don't want to be with her. But you know what? It felt damn good. It felt like it's 90 degrees outside, 95 degrees outside, and I just walked into a store that had the air conditioner blasted. When I come in, she ain't screaming, she ain't yelling, it ain't this, it ain't that. It's actual conversation. She can listen, she communicates, all of that stuff. She might look like a toad. She might look like a bullfrog or something, but it didn't even matter because honey is about a business in every other way.
I can't speak for nobody else. I'm not attracted to ugly bitches. I don't care if you can cook, you can clean in your house until I'm fucking 68. You're not gonna move me. Ever. That's just not me. I'm narcissistic and pretentious like that. And maybe a bunch of other dudes is looking at me like, yo, you stupid, but that doesn't move me. Because at the end of the day, I think it has a lot to do with your personality. Like, depends on who. Like, I'm not that guy. Like, I hear what you're saying, but I'm not that guy. Like, the girl downstairs never gonna get me because I walk by her house and her shit smell like oxtails, and I feel the cold air coming from underneath the door, and you know what I'm saying. And I don't went over there and ask for a cup of sugar and notice that her shit is super duper clean and nice, and I'm not gonna look at her and be like, yo, I gotta have this. My girl don't do none of this. My girl don't do none of this. I might think that. I might say that to my girl, but I don't think that I would ever relent and allow myself to fall victim to that just because of the other stuff. Because especially if she ain't, now, if she look, now the whole caveat to that is if she look good,
No, that she don't look good.
That's what I'm saying. But caveat B, if she did look good, now we talking. But the fact that she don't look good, I don't want to eat with the ugly chick from across the way. I don't want to sit up in your cool 68-degree house with the ugly girl from around the way. I'm just not interested. I'm just not interested. And I get it. I get it. I know a lot of guys that are like that. Like, that's the whole premise of having sugar mamas and everything now. It's like they doing all the things for you because, and you know what's crazy? They're able to do those things and willing to do those things because they understand their limitations. They understand their aesthetic limitations. So in their mind, they like, all right, I'm not Halle Berry walking around these streets, but once that nigga get in here, if I can just get him in here, he ain't never gonna want to leave. He ain't never gonna want to leave. But I'm the dude who was never going in there because I'm like, yo, I'm good. I'm good.
So you telling me one drunken night, Rich Dollaz at the hookah bar, you done have one too many shots of Henny or whatever the hell you drink.
Tito's.
You come home and honey ain't got a shot because of the way she looked.
So now you start adding a bunch of extra shit.
No, what did I add, nigga?
Nigga, you just added the devil. What do you mean you just added? The devil, the liquor is the devil.
Yo.
Homeboy, let me tell you something about Richie Dollaz.
Go ahead.
She ain't got to cook, clean, nothing. If you catch me coming from the parking garage to my apartment, and you catch me somewhere in the middle, and I'm drunk, it's game over. And you a willing participant, game over. Game over. Alcohol is the devil. So if you add alcohol to any equation, then you're gonna get a whole different Richie. And then I'm gonna wake up next to you and be like, Jesus Christ, why am I here? Bitch, did you just rape me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how girls be like, yo, what's going on? No, did I put my feet? Did I do? I'm losing. Now it's like, it's the alcohol. It's 100% the alcohol. But if I'm sober, in a sober mind, I will ride the elevator upstairs with you and be like, hey, Richie. Hi. So I got something in the house. I'm good. One drink too many? Nigga, we making out in the elevator, bro. That's you can't add the devil to this equation. Once you add the devil, then it's all bets off.
Yo, you are so funny, and I'm gonna tell you something, Rich.
I'm so honest.
I don't know what these comments are looking like tonight, but
shambles.
I expect so many of these chicks to be tearing you a new one right now. Like, literally, as you're talking, I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, they probably killing this nigga right now. He's talking about there is no chance on planet Earth. On planet Earth, I don't care what you do, what you bring to the table. If you don't look the part, we ain't got a shot.
I'm different, Sean. Cause I don't, you see, you're talking to a nigga who don't cook, who don't have a pot in his house. So a girl who tells me I can't cook good and I ain't doing A, B, C, and D, then that don't fucking fade me. Yo, listen, bro, at the risk of sounding ridiculous, and I apologize to everybody in advance, I'm a narcissistic, shallow nigga. And cooking and cleaning and those things don't mean as much to me as they would mean to other people. And I'm just being honest. They don't mean that much. I know dudes who will lay up. I have had conversations with dudes and they'd be like, yo, I'm laying up with shorty. And I'm be like, yo, how could you possibly? Like, nigga, what is wrong with you? How could you even, like, not throw up? And they be like, yo, my nigga, she cook. She's a monster in the bedroom. She cook. I just go get, her crib is fucking immaculate. I'm watching the big screen TV. She let me watch the game. She cut me off in the fucking commercial break. Like, she's amazing. And I'm like, yeah, but she looked like a lizard. Like, how you okay with that? And niggas be like, nah, bro. You stupid. You don't even know what you're missing, my guy. So you want the pretty girl who can't cook, can't clean. She's always beefing. Rah, rah, rah. Yeah, I don't want to watch this. Let's watch that. Rah, rah, rah. Nigga, you don't understand what peace and harmony is. And head and commercial break. That's a game changer, nigga. And in my mind, I'm like, I'll never experience head at halftime or the commercial break because she gonna look at me and be like, nigga, why can't I get you hard? And I'm gonna be like, beloved, because oxtails don't get me hard.
Oh, talk that talk, Rich. All right. That's why I love the Boys Club. That's why this show is necessary. That's why.
Because you set me up, send me off the river, and then come back, and that's why you love it.
Nah. Like rock with me for a second, because we are absolutely, positively polar opposites on some things, and we are dead locked in on other things. Like, I'm listening to you in disbelief. Like real talk. I'm listening to you like, yo, word, like, son. Do you know what home cooked like for a nigga like me? Food? Like home cooked meals. Not that you ordered out like any nigga. I got my own paper. I can order out every day of the week for the next 50 years. I don't need that. Like, home cooked meal, a clean house, somebody who can communicate, somebody who's articulate, somebody who has a brain in their head, somebody who freaking don't need to be out in the clubs, don't care about what's going on in the street. Like, I don't care. To me, that is so attractive and desirable. Now, I'm not saying I'm not saying that I'm gonna switch. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, right? Like. What you call disgusting, somebody else might be like, nah, honey, bad. Once upon a time, rail, thin, skinny chicks was in. And they looked at thick chicks with fat butt like, oh, you're disgusting. You got a fat butt. Then the whole world switched it up. So beauty's really in the eye of the beholder. But for me, I mean, I'm a personality man through and through. If you got a dope personality, to me, that's where it starts. If you somebody who got a brain in your head, somebody who can hold a conversation, I don't have to talk about the dumbness. To me, that's what's attractive. And you can cook. I can walk past 2B and I smell oxtails. Yeah.
So let me understand this.
Go ahead.
It sounds good. And they love you in the comments, and I'm officially the bad guy at 7:59, and that's okay. Sean Prez, I would fucking say your government is how much emphasis I want this to hit. You telling me that you laid up with Florida, God rest the dead, you laid up with Florida Evans because she cooked. And that project apartment was always immaculate when James came home from work. and you are okay with laying up with Florida Evans because she can cook and the Kool-Aid is the best and she can listen to you and she is there for you. And Sean Perez, you tell me that that's true or not.
Here's what I am telling you. And I'm going to choose my words very wisely. It all starts with how you're attracted to who you're attracted to, right? So right. Before we even get to know anything about any of these women, or before women get to know anything about a man, you got to be attracted first. Like if not, we just friends. We work together. We're co-workers, all of that. But if the attraction is there, if she looked like Florida Evans, and I just happen to be attracted to her, and I found out all that other stuff, it's game on.
So you just changed the whole shit.
No,
You
I
just
didn't.
fucking say yes, you did.
No, I did not.
You threw me out there on some coming
Yo,
from the
get out of here,
lobby,
Rich. No, I did
shorty.
not.
Yes, you did. You threw me out there on some coming out there, getting on the elevator. You and she could her crib, and you smell oxtails under the door and all. You didn't say I was attracted to shorty, and she might not be the best looking girl in the world, but we had a connection and all of that. You didn't say none of that for me.
But for me, but for Sean, what you're saying, and that's why I say I love the boys club. You're saying if she don't look good, we ain't gonna find out if there is a connection.
I have met girls who my niggas is like, she ain't all that, bro. She ain't that cute. But because I never had a connection with her, I thought she was good to me. She looked good to me. Like, like, but then after further review, I'd be like, you know what, these niggas right. She she ain't that cute. But we already got a connection now. Like we already in there. So if that's the case, then it's not just like I don't want to make it seem like I guess the point I'm making is it's not just 100% looks for me. I have dated girls and people been like, yo, bro, she ain't all that. Like she cool, like she ain't all that, or she's not even cute. Or you start finding flaws, and other people start telling you flaws. But if I already have a connection with her, then I'm willing to overlook some of the shallowness. I'm able to be a little bit more substance oriented, is what I'm saying. But
Okay, okay, but and that's fair enough. It's
okay.
fair enough. But I would still say to any woman who is watching, step your game up. That's what it come down to. Step your game up because I do think that what you're not doing, and I'm not just talking sexually, but that does apply. But what you are not doing and what you're unwilling to do, there is a woman down the block who is absolutely bringing all that you're not doing to the table. And you're looking at her and you're thinking, she look average, she busted, she don't wear her clothes right, and she'll never have a chance. But I'm telling you, she will. Because if she is bringing the things to the table that you're not, your man, especially men who are in long-term relationships, right? Now, this goes both ways, but we speak from a man's point of view. When you are in a long-term relationship, whatever that means to you, people get comfortable. They get complacent. People feel I'm good. And what I am saying is you're never good. And I'm sure this is where I'm going to be hated in the comments. But this goes for men too. The day that you think you can stop doing the things that you did to get your girl, the day, especially with women, man, women need to feel desired. They need to feel desirable. They need to feel beautiful. They need to feel like my man still looks at me and he wants to smash on sight. And when a nigga come home and all he want to do is put his feet up, talk about where's my food. Matter of fact, I don't feel like talking because the niggas at the job been talking my ear off all day. So you got to give me a few hours before I can bring it down. It's the same rules apply in reverse. And maybe your girl is going to start looking for a nigga now who's paying her the attention that you used to pay her. But again, hold up. From a man's point of view, I would just say, I don't think any woman should take for granted whether a woman is in her 50s and looks like auntie whoever, or a woman is in her 20s. Don't take for granted if that woman is doing what she's supposed to do and you're not, you could have a problem on your hand despite how that woman looks. But go ahead, Rich.
No, I'm just going to say this. we're going to start going back and forth, moving forward with questions. Because you asked me an ambiguous ass question, set me up.
Yo, stay out the comments. This is the comments talking.
Set me up to look nuts. That's why you don't. That's why you don't want me to read the comments, because you want me to sit here and be ignorant to the fact that you just fucking set me up. Asking some ambiguous ass question. Let me sit on this motherfucker and spew all kinds of bullshit, and then you come back with a whole different situation, and you look like motherfucking Jerry Falwell or something, because this nigga broke it down and made me look completely horrible. And then you come back and I'll be like, this ain't even the fucking question this nigga asked me. This nigga answering some different shit. But it's cool, because next week you ask the question and I'm gonna get a question, because you're not gonna sit and have me on this motherfucker looking nuts week after week, nigga. No, nigga. No.
Oh my God. All right, Rich, we moving on from this. You are hilarious. Okay, I don't even know where I want to go. Oh, you sent me something. And I thought it was a dope post. I think somebody posted it and you forwarded it to me. And a woman essentially put up, and I'm paraphrasing, she said, can we normalize talking about our exes in our new situations? So if I'm with a new man or I'm with a new girl, can we normalize having a discussion about our exes, because the exes are where the trauma, like the baggage that we're coming in with to this situation with, it comes from my past relationship. Mm-hmm. But too many men have a problem with having any discussion about a woman's past relationships. So my question is, I actually thought that was dope. I really did. Should it be normal? Should it be normalized? And men not feel threatened about talking about past relationships, especially if a woman needs to talk about her past, not to throw in your face who she's been with, but to help you understand why she's dealing with the trauma that she's dealing with.
Absolutely. And you said the magic word. If it's not about name dropping, and it's not about emasculation, he had this and he had that, and I've gone down and I've taken steps backwards to fuck with you, nigga. If it ain't that kind of thing, and you are literally sociologically telling this man the reasons that you are the way you are. Because from a sociological standpoint, you are who you are based on the way you've been treated. Psychological is why you feel like that mentally and what you do. So if your man has hurt you in the past and you see a trend and you want them to know why why this guard is up, why you have this mental block, it might behoove you to put a nigga in the know, so that if nothing else, he understands where you're coming from. He can empathize with you, and he can be like, okay, I know why she don't do that. I know why she don't want to do that, because she's done that before in the past and it burnt her. And the dude did her dirty. So now I got to figure out a way to get her comfortable with doing that again. But if you don't tell nobody and nobody understands why you are the way you are, I'm looking at you like you just ain't doing some shit. Like that's just ain't you. You don't want to do that. And if it means enough, like we used to talk about this all the time. We haven't recently, but you used to always say, what are your non-negotiables? I can deal with one of my non-negotiables being something that you're not doing, if in fact I can empathize with why you're not doing it. So now I know that.
Hold on, stop there, because you just said something. And I want you to highlight that, bold it, put an underline under it. Women need to hear that. Say that one more time again slowly.
If we have non-negotiables, think non-negotiables definition by the Boys Club is things that we cannot accept that you don't do. Things that you can accept that I don't do. Those are non-negotiables. Now, there's a caveat. If I know why you don't want to do that or why you can't do that is because of a reason. There's something that happened to you in your life. I am more apt to accept that. Now I gotta feel, now I know why you're not doing it. Now I know that I gotta get you comfortable or to a point in your life that you feel okay doing that again. But if I never speak to you about it, you never speak to me about it, it just becomes a non-negotiable. It just becomes something that in my mind, you just don't do. And it could be a very good reason. It could be a very good reason. And as long as the reason justifies the actions, then I can say, you know what? We're going to work on that. We're going to get better at that. I understand why you're not doing it today, but we're going to revisit this shit in 4 months. And I'm going to do everything in my power to get you to feel good about doing it again or make you feel comfortable with doing it again. But if you don't talk to me about it, and it's just something that you just keep in the back of your head, and you're like, nah, I'm good on that. Nah, I'm good on that. Then I'm just feeling like, yo, you just good on everything. So what the fuck are we even here for? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we even having, like, why am I even, like, you good? Like, what you mean? Why are you good? Like, there's a reason why you good. I need to know why you good. And if I can accept why you good, then maybe I can accept not having that for a while until we work on getting you back to the point where you feel good about it again. So, yeah. Don't throw niggas' names in faces. I used to date the boy. I used to play football and basketball and rap and all that. Niggas don't want to hear about all that. But if it's some real life shit that is definitely affecting our relationship and how we move forward, it might behoove you to say, yo, this is why. My ex did this A, B, C, and D to me. And yo, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I never want to feel that hurt again, or I never want to feel that pain again. Or I never want to get stressed out and my mouth blister up because this nigga done again. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything. So just make sure that people understand where you're coming from and who you are and why you are that way. Then they can make a conscious decision about why they want to fuck with you or if they do or don't.
Okay. Well said, Rich. Good job.
Had to redeem myself.
Here's the only thing I would say. And I'm going to take it from a different perspective. Everything you said, true. Absolutely right. But this is, it's a gray area. I would love to say 100%, because I'm a man, just like you are. Mm-hmm. You're a man, you are a man who's well-traveled. You probably have more financially than most men. You are not that guy who's working 9 to 5. And I'm not saying that you wouldn't be threatened if your new girl told you she was messing with Drake, or anybody who you deem as above me, right? Financially anyway. But with that being said, it's a very tricky, slippery slope. And I would just tell any woman, like, yes, in a perfect world, I think it should be normalized, because it would shed light on why the trauma that I'm dealing with, the baggage that you came in here with, why I'm dealing with it. Why are you acting the way that you act? But here's the but, and why I say it's a gray area. Depending on what you got to know the man you're with, because some things, I hate to say it, because I believe in full transparency, right down to brutal honesty, not just honesty, but brutal honesty in a relationship, in real transparent communication. But you got to know the nigga you with, like you really do, because if you come in and let's say, yo, your man wants to go to a strip club, or he want to bring somebody else in the bedroom, or whatever, he's just talking whatever. and you holler about, yo, well, me and my ex used to do that, and it went bad. It went left. I don't know how much coming back it is for, like I would love to normalize, you know, bringing your ex up, but the truth of the matter is, I would just say, know who you're with, and if you have to have a discussion that is going to make you look a certain way, prepare your man for it. Prepare your, you know who you're with. That doesn't mean that I didn't try things. I didn't, I had a man. Like it wasn't like I was sleeping around. I actually had a man. We were together for however long. So of course, there are different things we're going to do, different situations we're going to be in. Preface it the right way, because if not, as much as I hate to say it, it's natural for men, like yes, we're the strongest sex physically, but niggas, a lot of niggas is more emotional than they women. A lot of niggas is more sensitive than the women that they lay down with. A lot of men will drop a tear in a heartbeat, and it'll be his girl, rubbing his back. Baby, it's gonna be all right. So understand, sometimes you might not be with a man who is mature enough, or dare I say strong enough, to handle why you are dealing with the trauma you're dealing with from your ex, and it turns into resentment, and then he starts using it against you. Then you start having conversations that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, and because a nigga's butt hurt, because you done told him something in confidence, he's turning around and throwing it in your face. And he's trying to make you feel the hurt that he feels. So I would
see.
Go ahead, Rich.
See, I totally agree with you, and I do know dudes that are like that, and I know dudes that are mad sensitive. But the reality is, if you have had trauma in your life, and it has been caused by something or someone, so if your sociological background makes you who you are today, and you can't disseminate that to the person you're with, to me, that's a problem. Now, not saying that problem doesn't exist. It exists like crazy. I know a bunch of niggas that don't want to hear about your last dude. They don't want to hear about your last dude.
Most men don't. Let's just call it what it is.
Most men don't, because you know what's crazy? As much as men do dirt, it's just what you just said. As much as men do dirt, they can't take that shit.
They can't take it.
They can't take laying down in bed with you knowing that another nigga been on top of you, humping, or behind you, or doing what it just destroys them mentally. But as an adult, bro, and I'm gonna say this shit because I don't ask questions I don't want answers to. I learned that a long time ago. Do not ask questions you don't want answers to. I had a beautiful girl. I was like, I think I told you this story. Who was that bad boy? I had this beautiful girl, and we was messing around, and I was like, yo, how many dudes you been with? And that bitch said, 18. And I said, 18? I could never look at you. I could never look at you again. Like, and she was in Sean. What we were talking about earlier, she was beautiful. She worked for Showtime. She had a good job. She cooked. Her crib was immaculate. She made her own money. She's the kind of girl that would be like, baby, where you at? Meet me here. We gonna have a couple drinks. Like, she was like, but when she told me 18, that shit blew my mind. To the point where I went home and told my mother. My mother's like, what happened? I'm like, I can't.
Hold on, Rick. Hold on. Yo, ladies, gentlemen, anybody who's watching this, when a nigga go home and gotta tell mommy, You know, he this news is just too much. Like when the nigga got to tell his mother, not his best friend, not his own boys, when he got to tell mommy, yo. But go ahead, Rich.
I'm like, Mom. And in my mind, she said 18, but that means 54, right? Like, I know she ain't give me a real number. My mother was like, yo, let's do this. I'm going to do this with you real quick. It probably isn't going to change your mind. How old is this woman? I said, Mom, she's 34. She said, okay. When did she lose her virginity? I said, 17. 17 and 17 is 34. So you telling me that woman is out of pocket for sleeping with 1.0001 men per year for the last 17 years, 18 years? So you telling me you can justify that in 17 years, this girl has a number that is 1 man per year. And you have a problem with that because it's a big number. The 18 is a big number to you because you didn't do the math, because it fucked with your ego, because you knew there was 18 dicks inside this girl. And it could be very well be more. If she felt comfortable enough to tell you 18, it's probably 72. I said, damn, you broke it down like that. I still can't fuck with that bitch no more. But I tell you what, I'm never going to ask a question I don't want the answer to again.
Yo, I was listening like I know he didn't mess with that chick no more.
Nope. I said, I hear what you're saying. Never fucking with her again. But lesson learned. Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to, because I can't handle it. And my point is, a lot of men can't handle the answers or the background, because it emasculates you for no apparent reason. She's with you now, like she's here now, which means that she's, whatever the case may be, she's feeling comfortable and she's here with you now. But men, I'm gonna keep it. We pussy. I'm gonna keep it 100. We pussy. Like I can't bear the thought of somebody else with my girl, smashing my girl. Like that shit drives me nuts, bro. But as an adult, you got to deal with it. Women deal with it. Women deal with it because men do grimy shit. Not that women don't, but women deal with that type of thing way more than men. A man could cry, bring you back home, and in 6 months, nigga trying to smother you with a pillow because all he can think about is this nigga humping you. And you like, yo, why? I can't breathe. And this nigga smothering you, and you like, what I did? I just said it was a great day. You like, nah, bitch, you fucked somebody 2 years ago. I'm sick by it.
Yo, Rich, you made me lose my train of thought, man. Can I actually speak now?
Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
I don't even know where I was about to go with this. Good Lord. All right, maybe I should just change the subject, man. Damn, I forgot where I was gonna go, and I had a comeback to this that was so freaking real. All right, we'll move on. We coming up on the hour. I want to get 2 things in if I can. The first one I wanted to talk about a few weeks ago. Rich, we'll make this one short and sweet because we got about another 5-10 minutes before we come up on the hour.
So before you go into that, y'all know the rules. Right now is the time that if y'all have any questions, let's keep the questions. If y'all have any questions and you want to discuss anything that we said in the previous 2 to 3 segments, then please hit the plus button now. Come on into the chat. I'll click on you. You have a question, have the proper lighting. Don't have your kids in the room. Don't be in the dark. Like, let's do this the right way with the proper internet and the Wi-Fi and everything like that. Hit the plus button. Let's get the questions moving, and I'll get you in here.
And I just want to add to that. Please do not hit that plus button unless you are 100% committed to coming in. Like it is nothing more irritating and frustrating for all of us, not just Rich and myself as the host, but for everybody who's logging in. When somebody literally picks up and they're like, "Oh my God, I didn't know you were gonna pick me." Don't hit the plus. Don't hit the request button. Simple as that. Okay. Rich, you know, there was a young lady in she actually came into the live. She called in. She's from Canada. She's been on the show a few times. I forget her
And
name. Nice young lady. And she was talking about long distance relationships.
hmm
What is your thoughts just overall on long distance relationships? Are they even worth it? Like are there benefits? Is there upside to a woman foregoing dealing with somebody that she could see every day, that she could literally go out, have dinner, laugh, joke, for somebody that she does clearly have a connection with, but he lives in a whole nother state, and in this woman's case, in another country.
Okay. My thoughts on long-term relationships. Let me, excuse me,
Long distance.
long distance relationships. Very simple. You have to have an end game. You have to have an end game. Long distance relationships have to at some point become short distance relationships. So when I say you have to have your end game, you meet somebody online or you meet somebody at a club and they're like, oh, I'm going home, but I'm thinking about moving here. Like at some point that move has to be made. Somebody has to make it. So before you even get involved and start wasting your time, just know what you guys are getting yourselves into so that you can move forward. I say that to say long distance relationships can be dope. 1, 2 months, it makes the woman feel comfortable. It takes the man away from the woman so he's not trying to jump up bones every time he see her or prematurely. You can sit on the phone, you could chat, you can get to know each other via FaceTime. You can start asking the difficult questions and getting the difficult answers and see if it's even worth it without having to even really change your lives. That's the dope part of it. And then by the time y'all get this, by the time he's ready to flew you out and y'all comfortable with one another, it ain't no issues with him knocking the dust off that box. So with that being said, that's a dope situation because you've already talked, you feel super comfortable, you good, you missing him, y'all done already sent the news, his dick is what you like, her box is what you like, and when y'all see each other, it's on site, and it ain't no questions, and you don't have to worry about all the rest of that nonsense. That's dope because y'all have a connection and y'all feel comfortable with one another. But if in fact that's just what it's gonna be, it's gonna end up fading away. Because no matter how much you feel or no matter how arrogant you think you are, you can't keep somebody's attention if in fact he's in them streets every day of his life and you're not anywhere around. You're in Canada. That's going to weigh on him. There's got to be something more local. There's got to be something local. So if you don't have that goal, and it's not about and I ain't talking about I'm flying to your city once a month, you fly to my city once a month. If y'all are both working and y'all are both moving around in your respective cities, you're gonna lose focus, and then it's just gonna be a waste of time, and then it's just gonna be y'all niggas just out here pin palling. So I guess I say all that to say, long distances can be dope because you can get to know somebody on a different level by communications. But at the same time, if you don't have an end game and y'all haven't already discussed or have where you want this thing to go, at some point you'll both be wasting your time because somebody's gonna lose interest.
Dope answer, Rich. You know, and I said this, you know, again, that young lady made me think about this. And I really wanted to think about is there a benefit? Like is she wasting her time? She's in Canada. She's talking to somebody in the States.
She was wasting her time. She was wasting her time. Because remember, she said she had no intent. No, remember she said he wasn't coming to her and she wasn't going to him. They were both happy in their prospective cities. She said that.
She said they, hold on. She said they do visit, but they haven't got to the point where they have made a decision about relocation. So does that change your mind or
If you don't make that decision, then you at
Mhm.
some point you're wasting your time.
Okay, fair enough. But what I was gonna say, and it's just piggybacking off what you said.
They say
You
she's
know,
here. They say she's in here.
oh, she is? Okay,
Yeah.
beautiful. Maybe she'll jump back in this, but I'll speak to her directly. And I'm sure that, you know, there's somebody who is contemplating a long distance relationship or they're in it now. One of the things Rich and I have been preaching from day one is vetting. Is vet. V is in Victor, ETTING, vetting, prospecting, getting to know the person you're dealing with, asking the hard questions, being able to date with an agenda, for lack of a better way to put it. Putting out there, this is what I'm looking for. Are you looking for that? This is what I'm interested in. Are you interested in that? There is a huge benefit to a long distance relationship because you can do all of these things without the normal stresses that people who have to see each other every day or people who live within a close proximity have to deal with. Now, just hear me out for a second. If you lived 45 minutes from somebody and you wanted to do all of the things that Rich and I say, but that person was not picking you up and taking you out, but he was doing everything else. He answers your calls, he texts you back, y'all are having the hard conversations, y'all are doing it, you're betting him, he's betting you. But now you're talking to your girlfriend because he hasn't come and picked you up and took you out on a date yet. Oh, I saw him last week, or I saw him a month ago. I spoke to him every day, but he hasn't even insinuated he's ready to see me again. What does that mean? So all of that other stuff gets convoluted when you date within close proximity, but having a long distance relationship, it alleviates all that.
Yep.
And you're able to actually learn somebody and they're able to learn you. And y'all are, what's most important, the physical part, it convolutes things, right? You get the box, and especially if it's good, yo, I'll be there every weekend. Up until now, it's old, and I gotta get to know you for you. The box was good, but I never really got a chance to know you. And now that I'm getting a chance to know you, you're just not as cool as I thought you were. So this is about to be over, right? So there's some huge benefits to having a long distance relationship. But the caveat, and I like what you said, Rich, there has to, at some point, somebody is going to have to relocate. There's got to be a decision made, a hard decision made, that one of us are going to have to relocate. Because after a certain amount of time, I don't care how wonderful the relationship is, it is eventual, and that could be a year, it could be a year and a half. But no matter how wonderful the relationship is, it has to at some point go to the next level. So I do think that there's huge benefits in it. I hope that woman from Canada is on here and she's hearing this, and her and her man are getting to know each other on a level that most people don't before they get intimate. And then they get intimate and they take the steps in reverse. Now I want to get to know you, and I actually don't even really like you. All right, let's go to the questions. Let's let Lincoln callers in.
Shout out to Antoinette on the iced coffee. She said she was on. Okay, so let's go. We got Missy Davis. Let's start this off with a good one. Mrs. Davis. I'm smoking Black Smoke. Shout out to my guys from Black Smoke for supplying me with the no nicotine hookah sticks.
Hey,
All
Paul.
right, all right. What's up? What's up?
What's going on, Rich?
What's
I
going
wanted
on?
to ask both of y'all. I don't know you showing that much.
Oh,
I'm sorry. This is my
hold on. What's
first
your
time.
name?
My
What's your
name
name?
is Kia.
Hey, Kia, where you coming in from?
You want to know?
Yeah.
Trenton, New Jersey.
What up,
Okay,
Kia from
Trenton.
Trenton?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing tonight?
We good.
The conversation is awesome. I'm all for
Thank
it.
you.
This is my first
Thank
time
you.
actually being on here, and I really love to be in conversations like this because this
Well,
is
look at you.
grown women shit, grown man
You
shit. You
first time
understand?
here. You in the chat room. Now
Yes.
you are literally face to face. What's up?
Right. Right.
Let's.
So, Rich,
So Kia.
question. How do you feel about marriage and why aren't you married right now? I really didn't get that aspect from you from watching you on TV and things like that. So I always get like this young boy feel from you, but you a grown man. And you a good man to your mama. I see that. But why haven't you found the one? But now listening to you, I hear all this shallow talking, and I didn't know that was just stilo.
All right. So let's go back. Sean set me up. So let's start there.
He really did. He
Yeah,
really
he
did.
did. He did. He knew what he was doing. He asked an
Mhm.
ambiguous question. Let me go ahead and put my foot in my mouth. He knows me. It's been 20 some odd years. He knew what
Okay.
I was going to do. Now,
Mhm.
what I will say is that I'm very self-sufficient. I just did it. I'll give you an example. I just did a show called Marriage Boot Camp. I'll make this quick because this is not kind of what we want to do here. Is talk about my personal life. But I did a show called Marriage Boot Camp. And Dr. Ish, shout out to Dr. Ish. Everybody tag Dr. Ish. He said to the girl that I was with, he said, it's going to be hard to get him to settle down with you because nobody can treat him as good as he can treat himself.
Okay.
That's deep.
That
That's
is.
deep.
That is.
There's
And that's
nothing,
very true.
there's nothing shallow about that.
No.
And it's not about, for me, it's not about what you can provide me. Because I'll give you the birthday analogy. I hate birthdays. I hate Christmas. I hate those holidays, not because of what they stand for or what they are, but what they stand for to people. Nobody can get me anything that I want because I'm not asking you for a Maserati. I'm not asking you for a Rolex. I'm not asking you for the things that are out of your price range. But I can get them for myself. So for me, every day is Christmas. Every day is my birthday because I find myself treating myself more than than anybody else could possibly treat me, just by virtue of the fact that I have more than the people around me. So now I find myself getting cologne and sneakers and shit like that. That's just, you know what I'm saying? And you're appreciative of it. But I'm not going to subject myself to anything that I don't want to subject myself to because nobody's doing anything for me that I can't do by myself. And to be quite frank with you, I don't mind being alone.
Okay.
I don't mind being alone. Like I imagine at some point in time, I'm going to want that woman that's going to be next to me and wipe my ass and when I'm old and you know what I mean? Like that's what you like aspire to, but I'm not going to rush that process because it's got to be the right one for me. And I don't mind going to the movies by myself, going to the baseball game by myself, going to eat by myself. I don't mind those things. So until that right woman comes along, I'm cool with just running life. Does that answer your question?
Of course it does. But
Okay.
it gives me more questions because it sounds so much like me. And I have questions about my own life because I feel the same way that I can take care of myself. Can't no man buy me something and make me feel better about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel as if, you know, it's more than just liking that you're by yourself and you can enjoy your space by yourself and you like your alone time. But there's times where okay, you like to be with somebody else. You may need it too. You know what I'm saying? And all of that is just like, am I selfish? Am I too selfish to not give my love to someone else as
They
much
gotta
as
earn
I
it.
give it to myself?
They gotta earn it. And if you're
That's
holding
very
back,
true.
if you're holding back on somebody because you're scared to give your love away, then that's your internal shit. You have to look in the mirror and say, why didn't that question work? I mean, excuse me, why didn't that relationship work? Or why didn't that situation work? You have to look, you have to be aware. You have to say, I did that. I was fucked up. I didn't go 100%. And if that's the case, then you need to make your own. You need to make amends with yourself. But if you're in relationships and they're not doing nothing wrong and those relationships don't work, or if your relationships are constantly ending for the same reasons, then maybe those reasons are you. Maybe it's you. And you have to be self-aware enough to understand that. You have to be self-aware enough to look in the mirror and be like, yo, I'm fucking this shit up. The last 3 relationships, those dudes was actually pretty good guys. And I fucked it up.
Right. And after you realize that, how do you go about finding the right one then? And knowing
What do you mean?
when is the right time? I mean, I'm asking you why you haven't settled down. I know you know don't want to get too personal with it, but
But
I'm
you keep asking me
myself,
about me when this is supposed to be about you. I'm gonna settle down when I'm
asking
ready to settle
myself
down.
that really. If I'm asking you that, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm asking myself. I really am. Because like I feel as if I'm not gonna settle until I find the right one that can give me more than what I'm giving myself. But then I feel like I'm keeping myself back from it because I'm giving myself everything I need.
That's deep. Sean, what do you think?
Kia, can I get in this conversation?
Come on, please do. I want to hear another man's side, view on it. Because you guys, when you talk, Sean has a whole different point of view of things than Rich does. So, of course, Sean, please.
That's why he's Sean and I'm Rich.
That's what makes this so good, because you're not getting the same bubble gum.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Rich don't always see eye to eye, and that's the beauty of it. You're getting it from 2 men. But
Yeah.
here's what I will say to you, Kia. I'll start here. I understand vaguely what Dr. Ish told Rich. Vaguely. That no woman can give you what you can't give yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what your life looks like here, and I don't know what.
You can only make yourself happy.
But here's what I will just tell you. It's okay. Say you make $1 million a year, you got 10, 15 million in the bank, you could do all of that. Every woman runs around here with the whole I could take care of myself mentality.
Mm-hmm.
But they buy themselves. And I'm gonna try to choose my words right, because I don't want to sound cocky and arrogant. But I can do. There's not too. My girl, she didn't get me because for what she could. It wasn't. She couldn't give me anything that I couldn't give myself.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't. But it was all the other things that she gave me.
Mm-hmm.
That has me on this show week over week talking about how dope she is. She brought so many intangibles to the table that financially it had nothing to do with it. So when you're sitting there and you are asking Rich the question, you're saying, yo, I'm really asking for myself.
Because I hear a lot of what he's saying about himself in my.
I hear you, but who cares? Who cares financially if you can take care of yourself and I'm doing this and I'm doing that? Granted, that's a man's role. He's supposed to come in and hold you down financially. But don't let the fact that a man can bring all these other qualities and make you feel like a woman and make you feel beautiful, and he opens the door and he does all that other crap that is just good man stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's good man stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like my wife, She just is a good woman, period, hands down. And can she do for me? She makes her own money, all of that, but none of that doesn't matter. What matters is the stuff I can't do for myself. And that is what she brings to the table that for me, I'm like, if there's another woman out there, I just ain't found her yet. If there's another woman who can hold it down the way she hold it down, when
Well,
I
you
find
wouldn't
that
know that
woman, I'm
now.
out.
You married.
Yeah, but a lot of niggas is married. So what? You think that mean anything? That don't mean nothing. Means
See,
nothing.
I've been out of the game a
Men.
long time. I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm a divorced woman. I've been married. I've been, shown how a man's supposed to treat a woman.
So
I'm
why
just
you not
trying
with
to
him
get
now if
back
you've been
Yeah,
into
showing
so
that?
why you
things,
not
and
with him?
So
I
why you
can't
not there no more?
find that same thing no more. I mean,
Why
I'm not gonna
aren't you
say
there
find
no
the
more?
same exact thing. That's not what I'm saying. Let me take that back. I'm not gonna find the same exact thing, but at least close to what I want, what I'm used to, what I love. Because I still love my ex-husband, yes. We're not together because of his reasons, yes. If I could be with him, the same man that he was that I fell in love with, I would be with him. Now, the
So why
reason why
can't
we're
you be?
not
So why
together
can't you
is
be that?
a whole nother thing. Huh?
Oh, so you don't want to go into that?
Yeah, it's a whole nother thing. He got issues. I divorced him for financial reasons and things like that. Not that I don't love him and not that he don't love
So
me.
what are the
He has
financial
to love,
reasons? So
he
essentially, you
has
tell
to
me that
love
you didn't want.
himself. He has to love himself. He been through things where we lost houses and cars and things like that. So I'm a woman
Oh,
who's been
so you
through
mean
some shit
financial,
with a man.
like he was losing, he was making
Oh,
you lose the things that y'all had,
oh yeah,
like
and
gambling
having a
or
family and
crack or
stuff.
something like
Yeah,
that.
so
All right.
right. So I'm just like, wow, it's totally different now. Like, dating guys don't even ask women out on dates anymore. It's like, yo, you want to go chill and hang out, or you want to go, and it's like, wow, pump your brakes. What happened to the chivalry is dead, like all the way.
Well, you need to
Okay.
pay attention to your surroundings because there's no that's not.
Oh, and that has 100% to do with it a lot of times as well, because I understand that in different
It's a
environments,
different
I
day.
get
It's a different
different
day.
fish.
It's a different day. Correct.
So that I understand. And right now, I'm just going to pump my brakes and take it slow because I'm not in the environment. So, but I had the question for you because you are in the environment, I would assume, and would like to
Why you
know.
trying to give me something?
Whoa, I ain't like that, baby.
You trying to give me something?
You wish.
Anyway. All right, mama.
Bye. Have a good one, y'all.
Later, kid.
So yo, I sent you this meme. I don't know if you ever even looked at it. 5 floors. Woman goes in and she goes
Yep.
into the first floor.
I could play it. I could play it for everybody.
Play it. That's because that shit was dope.
Bring the next caller in and I'm gonna set that up.
All right, bet.
I thought it was dope. I was gonna leave it for a different day.
Julie Fantuzzi. Julie Fantuzzi.
Hey, boy, I was trying to get in here. Hold on.
You
So I
in
want to
here
ask.
now?
Yes.
Yo,
Hi.
ma, we're not doing the flash and Dolce & Gabbana glasses and all that.
I'm not doing that.
You
Listen.
just did
Hi,
it. Go ahead.
Rich. How you
What's up?
doing?
I'm good. How you?
Hi, Sean.
Hey, what's your name?
My name is Riri.
Rivy?
Riri. Riri.
Riri. Nice to meet you. Where you coming in from?
I'm coming from Brooklyn.
Okay,
What's
nice to meet you, girl.
How
what's
you
up?
doing? I have spoken to Peter Guns, to Cisco, to a couple of people from Love and Hip Hop.
What that got to do with
And
this?
I know. I just want
Right. So we
to.
don't name drop. We just ask questions.
Okay.
We don't care
The
about Cisco or Peter
question
Guns
is.
on the show. All right.
Okay. The question is, Sean was talking about women that some of them have fake bodies. Some of them bring things to the some of them don't bring things to the table. Some does. Did y'all ever forget about people that don't have fake bodies that are natural? Like whatever happened to the natural women? Because I'm one that cooks and give it up in the kitchen like this. I can win a man through his stomach real quick. But there's a lot
There
of
goes Sean.
men.
There goes Sean right there.
There's a lot of men that rather be with a woman that's fake, that rather have fake breasts, flat stomach, big butts, than one that's a real one that's home and keep it 100 and be loyal to her man. I'm just trying to find out more or less what is it that you was trying to say. Like I was listening a little because I was on my other page and then I forward myself over here.
Okay.
So what's the question?
Yeah. What's the question here?
The question is that I want to know, what is it that you guys like, women with fake bodies, or you guys like women with natural bodies, women that cook, stay home, stuff like that, or women that party and love club scenes and all that? That's what I want to know, because he mentioned something due to that earlier.
Riri, I'll be honest with you. I don't remember mentioning fake bodies. You sure you were
No,
listening?
fake bodies. Okay, go
You
ahead.
sure
I'm
you
not
were
going to cut you
listening
off.
this week? Like, I don't remember this conversation. Like, I'm so caught. I can answer.
You didn't mention fake bodies like that, but you were saying women that have sexy bodies, women that go out on club scenes, that where these women at, the real women naturally, that stay home and cook for their man. You know what I'm saying? And bring that to the table. Like I see that a lot of men now these days, all they like is women with fake bodies and women that loves the club scenes.
Okay.
Which one to me, I'm asking to y'all, like which one to me, which one y'all refer? A real
I
woman
think
that stays home?
I think we
Or,
understand your question. That's an open-ended question. Is beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Like, there's some men who are gonna like a woman who is domestic.
mm-hmm,
She hold it down in the bedroom. She hold it down in the kitchen. She take care of my kids. I ain't got to worry about her in the streets when I'm at work. All of that stuff. And then
right,
there are other men that they're gonna like women based on their looks. That's what they're attracted to. But the one thing I would just tell you, and then I'll throw this to Rich. I think y'all get this thing confused, right? Like just cause a nigga like a chick with a BBL,
mm-hmm,
and like men since the beginning of time, like y'all act like y'all don't know men. We're visual creatures. We're physical. We look at women and can be shallow, like damn, she look good. But that just because you want to hit it don't mean you want to wife it. And I think y'all have got this just so confused. You women who think of yourself, and I'm not saying you're not a good woman, but the women who think of themselves as good women, and all of y'all do. Right now, we get somebody on here with fake titties, fake butt, got all of the fat sucked out of their stomach, pumped into their butt. They gonna get on here and have the same story you gonna have. I'm a good woman. I can't find a good man because he wants somebody younger. This, that, and the third. Everybody see themselves as they see themselves, and it ain't always the truth. So I'm just saying, don't think that what you're bringing to the table is not
mm-hmm,
enough. Don't think it's not enough. Maybe it's not enough for the man that you know you liked and he went to another chick to smash. But don't ever think that what you bring to the table ain't enough for that dude who is clearly looking for a woman like you. That's something that is desirable for men. And in a world where there is every girl, you meet them and the first thing you do is I gotta go check their social media and then you find out that she is completely different than what she told you. And I bet you right now, Riri, if we went to your social media, you probably got your butt up in the air, you're twerking, you're doing this, and
Nah,
you're telling us that all I want
nah,
to do is fuck.
nah. That's
I'm gonna
not
check
me.
it after. I'm gonna
You
check it.
could.
Just,
You
but
could. I'm gonna let you know something. I'm
don't
more into the
hold on.
Instagram.
The thing I just want to say, you're enough. You are enough. If you really are holding it down, I promise you on everything I love, you're enough. Maybe that nigga ain't enough. Maybe you like the wrong type dude. If that's what he wants, like that, you let him go happily.
How about if I tell you something? How about if
Do we have
I
a
tell
choice?
you I am with somebody and he's way younger than me, right? And he's everything but one thing that I don't like.
Okay.
What are you gonna say? Because he drinks and I don't like the fact that he drinks. He's a drinker and I don't like it.
Okay, so
But
tell them start
but
drinking.
but but he does love me. He does get it in and popping. He eats all my food because I'm that woman. You understand? But
So
when it
you looking
comes
for
to that,
perfection? I'm gonna say this, and not to sound like that other guy, but you can't. There's nothing perfect about anybody. There's gonna be something that you don't like. If the nigga ain't putting his hands on you or doing nothing that's out of this ordinary when he gets drunk, then you just tell him that you don't like him drinking and you hope for the best. But you ain't never going. You ain't perfect. If that nigga was sitting in that seat right that you're sitting in right now, and we say, yo, what's up with Riri? He gonna be like, yo, I love her. She cook her ass off. She home. She take care of the kid. But the fucking eyebrows bother me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It could be
no, they
anything.
bother you because
No,
that's why you
I'm
mentioned
just.
them. They
Yo,
bother
but
you, nigga, because that's why you mentioned
I'm
them.
no, I'm.
no,
My
but
point
here,
is that
But let me just tell you, Richard, they
no.
microbladed right now. So just for that. And I paid $450. But go ahead.
it was a joke.
Listen to
No,
what
it
he's
wasn't.
saying, girl.
You
Listen
too
to what he's
funny, I
saying.
know. No,
Go
I
ahead,
know
Rich.
what he's saying. He's trying to turn it up in the other on this side.
Yes, so I'm saying that. So
Yeah.
if he's accepting you and you don't like his drinking, but he don't like something about you, I'm okay. We're gonna switch it up. We don't. He don't. I don't know. He don't like. I don't know.
You
Whatever
don't
that
like
case
that
is.
tattoo on your chest.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
so now so now
You're fucking,
he don't he
you're,
don't like
you're
he don't like
making me laugh.
he don't like your fucking ditches. So I mean, it could be anything. You know what I'm saying? So the
The
point is
Rich,
that
stop it. You going in a little too far, for real. You
Come
really
on,
are.
let's go.
no, yo, I'm just saying, everybody ain't perfect. If the nigga, if you love him and he eat your food and he treats you good and he home with you like you want him to be, and the only thing you got an issue with is his drinking, as long as he ain't acting up when he get drunk, then express your displeasure. But that ain't a deal breaker. That's all I'm saying. That's not a deal breaker. The same way he gonna look at you and there's gonna be some things that he don't like about you, and those ain't deal breakers because you do way more good than you are bad. And as long as you do that, then you in the game. You know what I'm saying? You in the game. And if you ain't in the club looking for nigga, then who cares about them dudes in the club? That ain't even none of your concern. You got a good nigga right there.
No, I was just asking Sean because I heard Sean talking. I'm just speaking for like other women
Right,
too.
we got it.
And me too. But
And
like
you.
I said, like I do it all. I like when I tell
All
you I'm
right,
OCD,
we
I
gotta let other
clean.
people in this conversation, girl. We gotta let other people jump in.
Yo,
I'm not
y'all
trying
real
to cut you
funny,
off,
boy.
but no, I'm not trying to cut you off, girl. I'm sorry, but we gotta let other people in.
Riri. Riri, you getting mad because you gotta
Whatever.
go?
Yeah, she
No,
get
I'm
mad.
not mad 'cause I gotta go. I'm fine with that.
All right. So we'll see you next week.
It is. They keep
All right,
calling.
Riri. Next
I'm
week.
mad at that. I'm glad that you bring me up and I got to speak to you
Riri,
guys. I'm not
yo,
upset.
for real, Riri, for real, you're a beautiful woman. Anything we said, we just joking with you. We're just having fun. You're a beautiful woman. I'll take it down, for real. But you got a man, so you have a good night, babe.
All right.
All right, mama. All right. Yo, Sean, Be a little bit nicer to your guests, bro.
Yo, we had to move. We had to move on. I thought we answered all the questions.
We did. Who I just let in? I just stay coming
Yeah, I
in.
just want to be respectful to everybody who's trying to get in. I know you got a bunch of people trying to get in.
All right. So we're doing with Kathy Sweetness. Oh Lord, Kathy Sweetness is her name. Kathy Sweetness, are you in the room?
Shout out again to Riri and BK, Brooklyn in the building, as always.
All right. So no.
And Rich, for the record, that other young lady who came in from Kia from Trenton, do you know how many girls been wanting to ask you them same questions? Like, she got you to answer some personal questions tonight.
Yeah, she did. But she
Like,
tried
I
to
was
pose them.
surprised you answered.
I was too. I
She
thought
put you
about
on
it
the
after
spot.
the fact. Why can't?
Yeah.
What's going on? Kathy Sweetness, are you in the room? Kathy Sweetness. If not, we're moving on. Sean, is she coming in?
Nah, I'll tell you. You know I'll tell you.
Chantel, Nightlife Liaison. Chantel, Nightlife Liaison. I see you in the comments, so what you got to say?
Yeah, she caught you off guard tonight.
Caught me smoking my black smoke hookah pen, so I was a little bit. All right, so now we calling the Karina Mongolia. Karina Mongolia. Nightlife saying she was unable to join. I don't know, Mama. Maybe you got to resend your thing.
Okay, she in. Shit, somebody in.
Your beloved,
Hi,
I
this
don't.
is Karina.
What's up?
Hi, this is Karina from Arizona.
What's up, Karina from Arizona? I don't know what you got in that big black thing. Okay, thank you. What's up, beloved?
Are you a video gamer?
How are you guys doing?
We're
No,
good.
this
What's
is
up?
a studio.
All right. What's up?
So I was kind of listening on a little bit you guys were talking about, and I just feel like when is enough? You know what I mean?
Absolutely not. When is what enough?
Because our generation, what we live in now, either men or women expect too much.
Can you elaborate, girl? Like, I know you know what you're thinking, but you got to be specific.
Well, they expect too much out of your relationship. If a man wanted a mom figure, then he wouldn't want a relationship.
The what?
You get what I'm saying, or I don't make any
No,
sense?
you don't make any
No.
sense. Just make it, please make it
Take
make
your
sense.
time. Take your time.
My question is that women, and I'm not just only saying women, I'm saying men too, that they're too independent. And so when they get in a relationship, you know, it's not equal. You feel me? You with me? What?
Because one, the male or the female, one of them is independent.
So he's.
What you're saying? I'm just saying.
I was just listening to everybody going live with you guys and talking, you know, because like for instance, the other woman that came on earlier said something about how men want women that have a good body figure and just, you know what I mean? They're not looking for a thick woman. I think it's deeper than that. You know, like for instance, every man is not the same. They have different perspective on what they want in a woman or what they're looking for in a woman. It makes any sense?
Nah. So we're gonna let you go.
Karina, I promise you, we really don't. I mean, I'm trying to listen as best as I can. I don't understand where you're going with this.
What I'm saying is they expect too much.
Maybe the relationship don't work between a man and a female because men are too feminized nowadays.
Say that again?
I said maybe a relationship between men and a female don't work nowadays because men are too feminized.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is men are too dependent on their woman nowadays for love, for work sometimes. You know, a lot of men don't want to work. They rely on the woman to do that because the woman allowed them when they started the relationship to live off of them. So the man feels that he needs that woman in that relationship in order to love her. He needs to be with her because she supports him. So, you know, a lot of these men, they're feminized.
Okay,
so I only caught part of what you guys were talking about, so forgive me if I'm off subject.
Go ahead, Sean.
Are you guys in a relationship? You and Karina?
Yeah, I've been with her for 23 years. So some of the stuff you guys are saying, you know, like when some women, if I'm not mistaken, you guys said are what they call it, independent. So when a woman is too independent, it makes it hard for a man to satisfy her, because if he goes to work, she making more money than him because she's so independent. He can't make her happy with working. If he goes to scratch her, say she want to scratch her arm right here, she could do that herself. So if she learns to not appreciate the things that he's doing because she's independent and doing everything herself.
And then they want to cry about how they don't have a good relationship or they can't keep a man. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, all right. So so here we go. Women complaining about not being able to keep a man because they're so independent and they want to do everything themselves. They expect a man to be able to do more for themselves than what they're able to do.
Well,
but if a man can't do that, they're not appreciative of what he can do.
Exactly.
They look at him like he's a failure because he can't do the things that she needs him to do, when she knew from the beginning that he wasn't in a position to do that.
Exactly. She made, you know, and a lot of times the woman will make a man to a point where he feels he don't need to do that because she already took care of that.
She's doing it herself, right?
She's doing it herself.
Gotcha.
So how can you make a woman happy that's so independent?
You can't make a woman who's that. Me and Sean have this conversation all the time. You can't make a woman like that independent. It's never a woman's job to come home and emasculate her man. At the end of the day, if you are in a position, you should appreciate that man for what he brings to the table and the effort that he delivers.
Exactly.
Just because you a boss doesn't mean you're supposed to come home. And Sean says this every week. Just because you a boss doesn't mean you're supposed to come home and treat your nigga like he a boss. He don't work for you.
Yeah.
Leave that shit at the office. Handle that at the office. Live your life at work. But when you come home and you're dealing with your man and you treat him like he's under you, then don't get mad when the relationship don't work.
Exactly. Pretty much, you know.
Gotcha.
And then, you know, a lot of females, they don't understand that, you know, as men, we get with a woman sometimes and we get used to them washing our clothes, or we get used to them just being women, you know, washing clothes, cooking, whatever they do, whatever they like to do, they do it. And sometimes we forget as men that, you know, sometimes when we go to help them do it, we don't realize that they got a certain way of doing things. They get mad at us and don't appreciate it. So it starts a big old thing sometimes because they get so set in their ways of doing it by themselves and not letting us men help them, so that we can help them and understand how they're doing things and how they work.
Got you. Now that's real shit.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't get your name.
Oh, my name is, they call me Legacy. I do music out here. I'm in my recording studio right now talking to you guys. Well, she was, and I was just laying down because I had some medical problems. So I was laying there just trying to hear what you guys, I listen in on when you guys talk and stuff. I listen to everything you guys talk about. This time I just only caught a little glimpse of it. So
that's dope.
I was, you know, I heard her talking and I was like, let me get in there and save her real quick. Because I understood what she was trying to say, but it wasn't coming out the way she was trying to say it. She was trying to be too independent and get on here and say some shit without, you know, just barely hearing what I was saying in the background.
Right, so I want to tell you this, Legacy. I'm gonna tell you this, and then I'm gonna ask you a question. First, I love your perspective. Thank you for coming in. And I don't think you understand, Rich and I really do love when couples watch our show. Like literally when a husband or wife, a boyfriend or girlfriend, when a couple sit down and watch our show, whether they agree with our perspective or not, being able to have dialogue once the show is over or while the show is going on. That's what we do this for. But I gotta ask you a question.
Yeah.
You said you've been with Karina for 23 years?
Yeah.
Okay, I heard everything you said. I get it now. Rich broke it down. What is it about her? Because there's so many women who watch our show who are trying to find a good man. They're trying to find a man that they could one day say, I've been with him for 23 years. What is she bringing to the table that has held you in this relationship for 23 years?
You know, let me tell you, besides her love, her caring,
I want you to be very specific. Be very, very.
okay,
So when you say
I'll be as specific as I can.
Yep.
Besides her being a good woman, she carries her own. And one of the main things that really kept me around is she allowed me to be a man.
She accepted me for my
She
flaws.
accepted me for my flaws, my goods, my bads. She worked through my goods, my bads. I mean, because I'm not innocent. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? We worked through it. And as long as she was willing to work through it, it showed me that, you know, we still have a chance at going further than 23 years and working forward towards a bigger and better life together without it just being all relying on her or all relying on me. Because there's certain values that she shares, that she has, that I don't have. And there's certain values that I have that she don't have. So, you know, what does the Bible say? Is one man sharpeneth another man's iron. So what we do is we sharpen each other's iron. We keep each other sharp. And that's what a relationship needs, is you got to allow each other, because we went through a time, you know, where I wanted to be the man and you had to talk to me for everything she did. And I wanted to keep tabs on everything she did. Like, and you can't be that. You have to let a woman be a woman.
And a
Because
man be
when a person stops feeling like they can't be them no more, is when they start pushing away from people that are not allowing them to be them. And that's what happens with relationships a lot of times, is we get into relationships and not understanding the other person, because understanding is a big part of a relationship. You have to understand that person. And you're not always going to understand that person, but as long as that person knows that you're trying to understand them and you're putting that effort into it.
Boy, you
know,
Legacy, you have saved Karina today.
You talking that talk, Legacy.
You are talking that shit right now.
Hey. You know, so I mean, we've had our ups and downs. I mean, you know, the hardest thing for me, where I felt like I needed to change things about myself, and that was the biggest, hardest thing, was letting her be her, because I was so used to being in charge. And when she finally took charge and said, you know what, enough is enough, I had to figure it out. Like, as a man, like, look, you really love this woman and you love your family, you need to check yourself. You can't boss everything that she's trying to do in life. You got to give her some space. Give her an opportunity to show you the kind of woman that, to her full potential as a woman. And she wasn't reaching her full potential because I wasn't letting her.
Damn.
Legacy,
Nigga,
you talking shit tonight.
You know, and that's, I mean, it's real facts. If you really look at it, you know, if a woman doesn't allow a man to grow to his full potential, she's going to move on to the next man.
And it's going to be a cycle.
Because that next man might already be at his full potential from the relationship he was in before.
You getting some butt tonight, Legacy. You know right now, she like, yo, hurry up and get off of this live. You're about to get something like you ain't had it in 23 years.
Hey, man, she made some good menudo earlier. I can't complain.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Give your wife a kiss, man. We appreciate y'all.
Hey, man, you know.
I think couples, they don't stay spiritual anymore. You know what I mean? At all.
That's what's
and that's another big problem with relationships is if you don't start building, if you build your foundation on sand, that rain's gonna come, that sand's gonna fall. But if you build it on rock and you make sure that foundation is solid, you build it with God, and most importantly, you build your relationship with God, nothing's gonna break that barrier. No matter what struggles, what problems you go through, that barrier, it's solid. It's a solid foundation. It ain't going nowhere.
That's
And
dope.
I just hear a lot of women always say, you know, the man is not enough. And I think that that's not fair because they don't allow or give that man a chance to see his flaws, because no man's perfect and no woman's perfect. You know,
Correct.
there's no such thing, like you said last week, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. But when you in it, you got to be in it to win it, or else you'll never win in a good relationship.
Not
Okay.
only that, you just got to take it day by day, because I'm sure everybody in a relationship, their partner gets on their nerves sometimes. So
Absolutely.
you're gonna bump heads, you know what I
And
mean?
and I'm
So,
only saying it for experience because he did music, and man, you know, he's ran through I don't know how many, you know what I mean? But it didn't define the love that I had for him. Yeah, you better speak the truth. Don't even lie.
no.
You better just be
This
blunt.
is going
I
bad
plead the
quick.
fifth.
Tell what
This is
I
God
plead
loves.
the fifth.
Tell what God loves.
I plead the
Because
fifth.
he should be part of the creep squad too.
Oh
Hey,
my
Rick,
God. Yo, thank y'all for
Rich,
calling
Well,
in, man. We love
we
you.
love y'all coming on.
I plead the fifth, man. I feel like
Yo, that's dope. Yo, we appreciated them. Yo, that's a good call. What more
Yeah.
do they like Legacy and Karina, yo?
Shout to Legacy and Karina. Real talk. I so enjoyed that, and I love because he talked from a man's point of view, being in a very long term relationship, and she spoke her truth, being in a long term relationship with that man and what's held them together. So good stuff.
Here we go.
Oh, geez. No, that was my fault. It just did that.
Okay, so we waiting on you.
No, don't wait on me. Hey,
What up?
long time no see. All right. So once again, Chantel, nightlife liaison in Atlanta. So I have a oddball, legitimate question. What do you do when you have? I have two questions. Two. What do you have when you have a situation where people come back in your life where you treated them good and they didn't find anything outside of what you treated them, and they want to come back to you and you hit them with the, no, fuck that. Sorry, my bad. I got approached and all I could tell the person was, look, I was your poison. I was your poison.
You got
The reason why I got approached by somebody from my past, and it was, I guess this stems from a conversation that we had about 3 weeks ago, but I couldn't get in during the live that time when you had me. So the important thing was that I was going through, which was a topic that Sean had pressed on, was how do you handle, I guess, how do women handle men who have unfinished business with them and hold them, like they pressure the women to be with them? How do you turn them down? It was something around those lines. So it seemed like right after that
Yo, I
Wednesday
have
when we had
no
the
idea what you're
conversation.
talking about.
Look, I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it because I'm going back 3 weeks ago.
Please land this
No,
plane.
just ask your question. That's
The
it.
question is, how do you reject somebody without trying to hurt their feelings and letting them know that the relationship that we had 20 years ago doesn't exist now? Like, you have to get to know me now as an adult. You have to get to know me now as a woman. You can't stem from
Gotcha.
something that you remembered from back then. Did I do the right thing by politely rejecting? Because he cool people and he's about his job and he's about his business. But at the end of the day, you're not going to get the same thing out of me from 20 years ago that you think that you can get now, especially since I'm married. Motherfuckers don't get that. They're like, you're approaching me, but you're offering up to be a second-hand person.
Well,
You're offering yourself, and I got to reject it.
first of all, to even entertain the conversation as a married woman, you wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If a nigga know you married and you entertaining the conversation, that gives him hope. And no married woman should ever give a nigga outside hope.
He didn't know I was married. We haven't seen each other or talked to each other in 20 years.
Therein lies the problem.
Yeah.
Therein lies the problem. No woman should ever give a nigga hope if she is in fact married.
I didn't
So
give him
if
hope.
he's trying, you just said you had a conversation and he's trying to get with you about something that you were 20 years ago. And
Well,
you're
yeah,
not that
he
same
approached.
woman
That's what
no
I was
more.
trying to get
Okay,
out. He
yo,
approached
homeboy,
me.
well, 20 years ago should never even got that far. Yo, I'm married. So what do we, like, there's nothing to talk about. I'm married.
Rich,
What?
that's what I'm saying. He's not on social media like that. So he doesn't keep up with my personal life. He just happened to see me here at the airport and he just got excited. And I'm like, you're doing too much without getting to know me. Like, I'm married, but I was working. And he's
No,
like,
that you're missing my point.
nah.
You're missing my point. I'm a married man. A woman I used
Oh,
to
I'm
date.
not.
No, listen to what I'm saying. I'm a married man. The woman I used to date pops up in the airport. She comes up to me and she's like, oh my God, Rich, you lost weight. You look good. Blah, blah, blah. Yo, oh, what's up? Thank you. You know, I'm married now. I don't know what the fuck do social media got to do with me telling this woman that she doesn't have a chance and basically leave me alone. Like, you literally just said to me, was I wrong for coming at him like that? And when in the reality, the first thing out of your mouth should have been, thank you very much. Glad to see you. I'm married now. Have a good day. You shouldn't even have opened the door for him to even talk about some 20 years ago. And you literally are, I don't think you understand what you're saying. You're saying to us that he is not going to get the same woman that he was 20 years ago. You went on and gave us at least a 2.5-minute spiel about all the things that he wasn't, or all the reasons that you shouldn't have talked to him, or all the reasons that
I didn't give you not one reason. I didn't give you not one reason yet.
Sean, am I lying?
Sean, I didn't give him not one reason yet.
Did she not?
I just asked
did she not? Did she not say, "Yo"?
Am I wrong for politely just letting him know?
Am I wrong for politely not letting him know? Am I wrong for talking to him like that? He's not even going to get the same person that he got 20 years ago. All that is irrelevant.
As a friend, because that's why I said in the beginning. In the beginning, I went.
If you are married, all that is irrelevant conversation. If you are married, if you're married, the conversation is real short. Yo, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. My husband loves the way I look right now. Thank you. And that nigga would have walked away from you and said, oh, she's married. And that would have been the end of it. There wouldn't have been
The
no
only problem
calling
is
into the
it
boys'
couldn't
club.
be the end of it, because as soon as I said that, he was like, look, my mom did mention your mom just passed. So that's why it's like we are close, but we're not close like that. I just hadn't seen him.
You ain't close.
He's the only person.
If the nigga don't know you married, y'all ain't close.
No. A lot of people don't know.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. Let me jump in here. Chantel,
Yes.
I always love when you come in. You have excellent perspective, excellent questions. Tonight, Richie is so on point. Rich is so, I'm just sitting back because there's nothing he is saying that I would not say twice. And I hope your husband ain't following you and
No, he was actually listening. He was actually listening. He knew what I wanted to ask. It's his birthday today.
Okay.
So he's listening right now?
Yeah. Yeah, he's upstairs listening right now.
Go upstairs and put him on the phone.
If I do, the signal's going to get lost. That's why I came outside.
Oh, you're so full of shit, Chantel.
No, I'm not.
You don't want that nigga on the
That's
phone.
why I came outside.
Well, yell for him to come outside then. You don't want that nigga on.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen, because
Okay.
we have an honest agreement. The whole thing is that we do discuss exes. We do discuss things to where it's like, I don't want the person anymore, but if we're cool and if I'm an adult enough to just be cool with people and not do nothing with them, I still handle business with people. So at the end of the day, I'm looking at it like,
yo, you making all kinds of bullshit excuses. You just
Chantel,
right.
hear me out, Chantel.
don't get mad, Rick.
Chantel, this ain't your week, girl. You're not doing good this week. I'm gonna see you next week. We love you, but you like Rich is so on point. We'll see you next week.
He could be on point. See you.
Rich is on point.
Chantel.
I said, yeah, he can be on point.
Yeah,
you know I'm not gonna disagree with y'all. Y'all are entitled to say what you feel, whether
Now,
I agree or anybody else.
if your man really on the phone, if he really listening, go inside and deal with that because you got problems on your hands right now.
Yo, do me a favor.
Oh my
Come on,
goodness.
Chantel. Chantel knows she's dead ass wrong for that shit. You entertaining the conversation. It ain't nothing good about entertaining the conversation if you know you ain't got no business doing so. All right, so we're gonna go with Amanda Drawer XO. Amanda Drawer XO.
Yo, the crazy thing, you want to know what's the craziest part of that conversation? She said it's her husband's birthday. Like, she out here talking about the next nigga. Oh, it's her husband's birthday. Yo, happy birthday to you, honey.
Exactly.
Like, this is the birthday gift he getting at 9:30 p.m., 9:25 on his birthday. Good job, Chantel. But Chantel, like, real talk, I love you. I love your perspective. She be coming in and she be having great stuff to say every time she come in. This just wasn't her week. Who we got?
I'm Aisha from Detroit.
What's up,
Who?
Aisha from Detroit?
Oh, what's up, Aisha?
It's Kaisha with a K.
Oh, Kaisha.
What's up, Kaisha from Detroit? What's good?
I got a question. Why do men get angry when you express your feelings to them? Like I had a conversation with somebody and I told them how I felt about the situation. Like I wasn't in agreement with this, not seeing me, not no tension, not no nothing. And they called it and hung up, blocked me. Like, how you get mad when somebody express their feelings?
Your phone was going out. I didn't hear. I didn't hear everything. And just slow down and ask it slow if you don't mind.
Okay. I'm saying, why do men get upset when you express your feelings to them? Like you tell them something that you don't like, and they get upset with you because they're in the wrong. Did you hear me that time?
Yeah. Did you hear, Sean?
I did, but that's not enough context. I don't even know how to answer this. It's just.
I was with a relationship for 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I got tired of the person playing games with me. So I said, well, we don't see each other, we don't spend time with each other, we don't do any of these things. And because he got upset when I said, well, you're supposed to be my man, that he got upset with me and blocked me and don't talk to me no more. We don't talk at all no more.
No, that nigga didn't do that, did he?
Somebody that express their feelings to you. How you do that?
Okay, Kaisha, Rich, can I take this over?
Absolutely.
Okay, and I want you to really listen to me, Kaisha.
Okay.
Because this is something, Richie and I haven't had a chance to talk about this in a minute on the Boys Club, but
okay.
we've how long have you been following us?
Actually, I was following Rich. I just started following you.
Okay, no, I'm saying, how long have you been, is this your first time listening to the Boys Club?
No.
It's not. Okay, so maybe you know where I'm about to go. You said, tell me, and I want you to be very specific. When you told your man what you told him, what did he tell you back? Don't take the long way. Just tell me exactly what he told you back.
He said what? And then got mad at me. And he didn't say nothing else.
All right, no, that's not what you just said. But long story short, do you remember what you just said or no?
Yeah. About how he got upset with me.
Mm-hmm.
I said to him about me not spending time with him.
See, this is the problem. To you, y'all was in a relationship for 3 years.
Okay.
That's to you. And I know you probably don't want to hear this, but based on everything that man told you when you told him about spending time, this, that, and the third, and you expressing his feelings, he wasn't in a relationship with you for 3 years. Okay. I don't know. Like, a lot of time women, when y'all become intimate with somebody, that's your man. This dude, I've been with him. I ain't been sleeping with nobody else for X amount of time. But that's not how niggas move.
Okay.
Men don't, just cause a man is sleeping with you, you're not his girl. So when you're saying that this man ain't spend no time with you, this man is not taking you out, he's not doing all the things, maybe you was not his girl. And I know it's a messed up thing to say, but unless y'all established that we are a couple, unless y'all established that this was more than sex, this was more than a booty call, this was more than we hook up whenever we have time. To you, you're in a relationship. To him, I go to Kaisha's house when I want to get one off. And that's what it is. So I'm not saying that is y'all's situation, but based on the little I heard, it kind of feels to me that you was in a relationship, he wasn't.
Okay, because he said before it wasn't a problem. When I mentioned about us spending time together, it wasn't a problem. Then it became a problem.
Stop. If this was your man, if it was your man, see, this is, I need you to even hear your own words. If it was your man,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be about spending time together, because it would be your man. You'd be spending time together. To him, and you gotta hear me, I don't think you and him are on the same page.
Okay.
You've been in a relationship for 3 years. This nigga has been hitting it. You've probably been cool. You probably can cook. You probably accept him coming and going and don't require but so much out of him. You ain't holding him to nothing. To him, Kaisha cool. And me and her, we hook up every now and then, but that ain't my girl.
Okay.
You his girl. I mean, he's your man. You just ain't his girl. So unless you can sit here and tell me, no, Sean, you got it all wrong, we have had this conversation. We used to live together. We went out on dates for the first year. We were together, inseparable. That don't sound like what I'm hearing. And
No,
I think a lot of times women are in their own world and they create a relationship that in reality doesn't exist. And that's why I tell y'all all the time, have hard conversations. Have, like, every man in the world knows, every man, and Rich, I'm gonna throw it to you. Every man in the world knows a woman can tell you, yo, we just doing our thing. We good. You hit that for a month, 2 months, eventually you're going to get the what are we doing conversation. Every man know this. What are we doing? I just ain't gonna be sleeping with. Well, nigga, you didn't tell me that 2 months ago. You just, we was good. But it don't even sound like you had that conversation. You did not hold this man to nothing. He came and went as he pleased. And now 3 years go by and you telling him, why ain't you spending time with me? I'm supposed to be your girl. And he's like, what? Click. And now I'm blocking you. Like that's why you got blocked. I'm telling you. You had this conversation 3 years too late. But go ahead, Rich.
No, you said it all. All right, Kai.
I'm sorry, Kaisha. I wish I had better news. Real talk.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the whole thing. I appreciate you telling me.
All right,
yeah. Shout to Detroit, y'all. Shout to Kaisha.
Nigga just
next time, Kaisha, have that talk up front. Have it up front, girl.
This nigga just trashed Kaisha and then he want to shout out us city. You something else.
I didn't trash him, man.
All right, let's do this. Cause I'm interested. Let's do this.
All right, we 2 hours, Rich.
I know it. Let's do this and then we could go. What's up,
Richie.
Momo?
I told Richard if you hit this, you need to start ring shopping tomorrow. I did. I had that nigga buying rescue pets and all kind of shit.
Yo, Moniece, what are you talking about right now?
Cause Sean said that we're delusional. Women live in this world where y'all hit it one time and then we go together, and that's not the truth. And I was in the comments saying,
That's not what I said.
you
And I will
said
say
it.
what
You
I
were
said.
like, oh,
No,
y'all live in a
I will say it slow. I will say it slow. I said,
what you say, Sean?
and you welcome to do your mo thing soon as I said, many relationships start where it gets intimate and a woman tells you, yo, I'm cool. I'm not looking for a man, this, that, and the third. We just doing whatever. And that's their words. We just doing whatever. But let 2 months pass by. Then it becomes, we need to talk. I'm not just going to be sleeping with a nigga. Like, what are we doing here? And every man knows, I don't care if a woman tells you she's not looking for a man. I don't care if a woman tell you we just doing whatever. Hit it long enough and she going to completely forget about everything she told you when you first started sleeping with her and then start, what are we doing here? Because you ain't going to be sleeping with me and
Yeah, but
nobody
I
else.
feel like that's a woman who already knows where a man is or isn't and tries to play along with it and then feels like I'm going to put it on this nigga and then a couple months down the road, watch, I'm going to get him.
Maybe.
But me, I know what I want. And so I was young, but I was like, I'm going to be married. And I am. And I'm going to be in a relationship. And if we do the do, you're going to be my boyfriend. And Rich was like,
Real bad.
I was like, I said what I said. If we do the do, you're going to be my
So
man.
hold on. You actually told Rich this.
Rich, am I a liar? Am I lying?
When I went to Boston, when me and Moniece, see this whole today's conversation can encompass me and Moniece's relationship. I'll give you
Really?
the short. Yeah. So we had the long distance thing going on because she was in LA and I was in New York. So we were talking on social media, we were commenting on each other's stuff, we were FaceTiming, we was phone calling, all of that. So that was kind of our vetting process. So then when she went to Boston, she was like, yo, meet me in Boston. So she had already specified that, yo, if we have sex, if you my man, real bad, like that whole situation. So if you come to Boston, nigga, and you put your PD in me, then you just understand what the fuck it is. And so I went to Boston, I put my thing inside her, and it was what it was. Then moving forward, the sociological thing where he's like, yo, people don't want to do things that they've done in the past. I bought Moniece a dog. Fucking dog cost me $1,500.
And it was a rescue pet with crooked eyes and his tongue was hanging out.
Not him.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the little white fluffy one.
I bought her a little Pomeranian that she swore by.
Oh,
She
Dollaz,
swore
yeah.
by this dog.
Richie,
I did the research. I did it all. This dog is perfect. Oh my God, the man got a website. He got a bunch of beautiful dogs. She goes and buys this Pomeranian. Boom, boom, boom. I freaking send her the money. $1,500 later, this fucking dog dies in like 3 days. This nigga ain't got no shot. This nigga ain't got nothing going on.
he died from Harvo.
He died from Harvo. Some shit that puppies, you're not even supposed to sell puppies with Harvo. This motherfucker goes on the website gone. Man gone.
I had Rich I was in tears. Rich was calling the nigga, leaving voicemails, cussing the nigga out. He changed his number.
Changed his number. Nigga shut his website down. And then we're sitting here and I'm like, well, Moniece, when you went, I got all the blood niggas I can muster in California. We finna go down to San Diego. And she tells me, no, Richie, he brought me the dog. Of course he did. This nigga bought you a sick dog. Don't want you to know where he lives at. Of course he bought you the dog. Anyway, sociological. That's why I would never. That's why you have empathy for somebody. If any girl knows why I would never buy her anything, it's because the motherfucking dog is gonna die in 3 days, as far as I'm concerned. So nobody can get another motherfucker from me.
Don't put that on me.
Okay,
So,
can I say one thing, and then y'all two can do what you do. See, and I'm not telling you this because you here, Mo. I'm telling you this because it's so real. Ladies, listen up, right? That conversation that them two had. Now, if they don't work out after, it was laid out before they went to the point of no return. It was laid out before she did something that I may later regret. Letting another man into my body. She put it out there. He agreed to it, whether in words or in that 3.5-hour trip from New York down 95 to Boston. But the bottom line is, that's what we always talk about on the show. Y'all want to go into these situations. I'm just doing whatever. I'm good right now. Like we define the terms. The fact that they didn't work out, at least both of them, or at least Mo, take Rich out of it. Because I don't know why y'all didn't work out. But
she's crazy.
You can
Richard
leave
wasn't ready to get married.
with your head up high, knowing I did my part. I didn't like the expectations were set. What I was looking for was there. That's all we're saying. Have the hard conversations up front. End the story. But go ahead, it's on y'all. Good job, though, Mo.
Listen, I got stuck. I had travel issues. I couldn't update y'all on the date.
We know you crossed to the other side. Tell us.
We get to this amazing restaurant. I beat him there. I text him. I'm waiting for him at the bar. I get ready to text him to ask him if he wants me to order him anything while I wait. And he walks in. We're talking about his work trip. They seat us. He asks me about my most recent relationship. I was hesitant to go into it.
Because it's a girl.
Into how he Googled me and he likes me with long black hair. Automatically, when you tell me you've Googled me, I don't like it. I'm talking to him.
Why? But why? I gotta ask why. Because if he knows you're a public figure, and that's the easiest way to get the information that he needs.
Because if you're not from this world and he's corporate and having nothing to do with entertainment, and he has everything to do with the medical industry, you would read Google and think I was a complete psycho, deadbeat, just crazy person. And that's now a boundary for me. I have a boundary with friends and family. Don't ask me about celebrity friends. Don't ask me about the show. When we're at home or we're at a family function, talk to me about me. Don't ask me about what you saw on the blogs. Is it real? Do you know this person? Get to know me. And I'm not, like, what I do is not who I am. And you would want that same grace. You, sir, have gotten to live your life, fuck up, make mistakes, just none of us got to see it, so we don't get to judge. Every person that you encounter gets to know the new you, whether that's a new you because you went through something last week, last month, last year, 5 years ago. At every pivotal, life-changing, earth-shattering, soul-shaking event in your life, be it good or bad, you didn't have to go through it in front of the world with millions of people forming opinions on you. Right?
Understood.
So I don't like that. What I do is not who I am. What you do, and though you make a bunch of money, I didn't just automatically assume you were an entitled, pretentious white man. Right? I didn't automatically assume that you just want a black woman to lay down with and then go on about your merry way. We talked about marriage. He wants to be married again. We talked about our children. We talked about our careers. We talked about our families. We talked about our grief. His son passed away last year. the same way my cousin passed away in a car accident. So we talked about that. He then says, I have to be honest. So he boasts and brags about his best friend being Will Ferrell, who went to my high school, by the way. Tiffany Haddish went to my high school. America Ferrera went to my high school. D.L. Hughes.
All right.
Point is, to him, you're boasting and you're bragging. Just so you know, I am an educated, articulate Black woman, and the same people that you're boasting and bragging about, we got the same education, sir. So then he goes on to say, I have to be honest, and I don't mean to be rude. I don't think I would want to date you. And that made me cry. And I
He told you that?
He's like, oh my God, why are you crying? And I was like, this is just a recurring theme when you're on this side of the fence. This side of the fence being in the public eye. You have asked me a series of questions. I have asked you a series of questions in our efforts to mutually get to know each other. I have been single and celibate for almost a solid year, working on myself, and that's not a him issue. And I said, so this is not a you issue. It's a realization for me that this might always be my reality unless I date within my race, within my field, and within my age bracket, which has always been hell for me. And now I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone, and for the first time in almost a year, to this. You've been holding my hand. You've said things like, I need you to hurry up and like me so I can take you away, and blah, 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 blah. And then we go to the wine bar. We have an amazing kiss, and this is what threw it off. A white lady looks at me and goes, are you okay? I said, are you talking to me? She said, yeah, are you okay? He immediately pipes up. What is that supposed to mean? I said, don't worry. I got it. Let's just go. I said, but just,
I didn't.
yes.
What does it mean?
I said, yes, I'm fine. I don't know why you would think that I wasn't okay. Oh, no. And she was clearly intoxicated. She goes, I said, I don't know why you would think that I'm not okay, but just so we don't have any further issues, I'm just fine. I'm enjoying a pleasant evening with this amazing, handsome, and intellectual man, and we are just fine. Thank you for your concern. She's like, well, I'm just a woman who's all about women, and, we just live in such a crazy world. I said, we do. And the fact that you just asked that question proves your point. We live in a crazy world, and you're a crazy individual for asking a stranger if she's okay in a public setting, and she's clearly fine, not crying, asking for help, none of that.
All right, but you're jumping around. I got to get back to the point where the man said he don't want to be with you.
He just said, oh, it seems like...
On a date. So that's where I'm lost.
So at the end, this is at the end,
okay,
after the woman does what she does. So now I've got to drive. Remember, I told y'all he asked if he could send me a car. And I said, no, I paid my driver, who I'm comfortable with, because I also don't want to give you my address. When we talked about dating differently, you don't need my address. I haven't actually had a date with you yet, even though we've been talking for 2.5 months. You don't need to know where I live. I don't know where you live. So now I'm big on reciprocity. So we walk outside of the wine bar. He's just kissed me, by the way. And he goes, all right, have a good night.
Y'all tongue kissed?
No, I don't like tongue. So he says, okay, have a good night. I said, so I don't get a kiss goodnight? He goes, no, we're good. He said, I have part ownership in this wine bar. I'm going to go back in and handle that. So his ego was bruised.
And his ego was bruised, why?
Because now you've been basically semi-pseudo in a weird way questioned by a white woman. Like the race, I felt like it was the race thing. I felt like that for him was a precursor of what's to come. And I don't think his ego can handle a woman questioning whether a Black woman who's on a date with him, and he's older, is okay. That was embarrassing for him, I think. So I'm standing outside the car. I'm in tears. He comes back out, grabs me, kisses me, and I said, don't ever do that to me again. He goes, what? I said, I was focused on you and you were focused on a complete stranger because she asked me if I was okay. He goes, I said, clearly that was racially motivated. And he goes, well, it was more of a reflection on you than it was on me. So I go home. He says, let me know when you make it home. I don't let him know I'm home. I don't talk. I don't say anything. I'm on the flight home from Houston Monday last week. I decide I'm going to finally respond. So I respond to him. His team was coming in town, blah, 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 blah. So I said, I hope you had a great and productive week with your team. I'm going to cancel my hair appointment indefinitely. I had to take some time. I was busy. I was working. I was hosting. I was traveling. I had to take some time to think about some of the things that happened when we went on the date. And next time I see you, we'll talk. And I said, but I just don't think. And then I put ... He sends me a paragraph. And the paragraph says he had a great time with his team. He's glad I'm on my way home and that I had a safe week. It was his late son's birthday this past weekend, so that was tough. He realizes he needs to focus on his grief and not on a relationship, and that maybe in the future we can meet up for coffee, lunch, or a hike. And until next time, take good care of yourself. Now, what you just said to me was, I'm going to go explore other options. But I know that you come from a good family. He said, I feel blessed to have met you. That's what he said. So you know I come from a good family. You know I come from a successful family. You know I come from morals. We had conversations about economics, politics, pop culture, children, family, marriage, travel, the places we've been. Clearly I'm well versed. Clearly I'm well traveled. You're not going to find a woman like me in California. And it's clear.
Because you're from Mississippi.
Well, no, I'm from Santa Monica, born in Santa Monica, raised in Calabasas. My family is from Alabama and Tennessee. But I don't have daddy issues either. So with that being said, you don't find women like me, born here, raised here, with the values and the moral compass that I have, who are also successful on their own and don't need you, right? So of course you feel blessed to have met me. So I respond and I said, again, I'm really sorry for your loss. And I pray that, I hate that you have to feel that type of pain as a father. And I pray that you didn't have to go through this weekend all on your own. With that being said, we won't be meeting for lunch. We won't be meeting for coffee. We won't be meeting for a hike, and we won't be friends. I wish you the best of luck. I said, but you feel blessed to have met me because I am a blessing. You feel blessed to have met me because I am amazing. And I've always known it, but I never believed it. And now I truly believe that about myself. And with that being said, I am not looking for friends. I have enough of those. I'm not even looking for a husband.
Land the plane.
The plane, I'm landing the plane. The plane is, I'm not looking for friends. I'm not looking for a husband. I'm not even looking for a wife. But I am open to finding a partner. And what you just did was lie. I'm a Black reality star and a Black woman, and that scares you nothing more, nothing less. Please, be well.
Do you think me just listening to this, do you think that he came across you, thought you were pretty, and you were a notch for his belt, if in fact you were willing to play that game?
No.
So you think that the actions of that date changed his perception of what your reality could indeed be if it went the way it was supposed to have gone? You think that that night changed him to that point that he felt walking away from that what he envisioned and you guys spoke about for 2.5 months previous was all shot to shit in that moment?
No, what I think is, based on his text to me, maybe in the future, that was, I'm going to date around, which is fine. We've only been on one date. But that was to me saying, if I don't find better, I'll be back. Until next time, do take good care of yourself. So
Sean?
I'm not an option. And what happened was the white woman, everything was fine until his ego was bruised and the race was indirectly called into question by another white person. That is what scares him.
I'm still
That
confused
to
about
me
that.
is how are you confused about that?
She asked you, "Are you all right?" I don't know. I'm confused. That's confusing me.
We
Are you
were
all
both
right? Means
confused,
what?
but that's an underlying racial. I'm much younger and it's obvious, and I'm black. So you're not gonna just, unless you're a total Karen, you're not gonna confront him and say, why are you on a date with this black girl? You're gonna make the environment uncomfortable because she hadn't spoken to us. We were wrapping up paying the bill. Her friend was Middle Eastern, beautiful, nose job, veneers, boob job, petite little girl.
Or like Riri,
Ooh.
like the lady that was there earlier. Go ahead.
Oh, so I feel like it was almost a why her and not us. So let me make it uncomfortable. And had
Gotcha.
you been, you see what I'm saying? And had you been in the dinner, had you heard the conversation, you would have easily, you Rich, being very cerebral, you would have picked up on that.
Okay.
And so that was like, that right there made him uncomfortable and made him panic. And in my mind, that was for him, if this is what I'm going to have to deal with, I don't think I want to get into this. I don't want to be at a dinner with her and Will Ferrell and his wife and my other high power friends. And they feel the same way, maybe. I don't want to, it was giving very much that.
Okay.
And then for you to say it was more of a reflection on you than it was on me. Let me know when you get home. And then you're texting me to set up the next date. It's me that's not responding. And then when you can feel my energy shift, you say I need to focus on grief. But later on, I feel blessed to have met you. Later on down the line, let's do lunch. Let's do coffee. Let's go on a hike. And until next time, do take good care of yourself. No, I'm not an option. You filled my head in one date and 2 months prior with all these sweet nothings. And you allowed that one moment, that one stranger, that one ignorant, uncalled, unwarranted, unsolicited behavior to completely impact your decision instead of basing your decision in our next date on the amazing evening we just had. I will never talk to you again.
So it's safe to say that your date was
It was a flop. It was a dud.
It was a dud.
It was a dud, but it was introspective. It was interesting. I'm still open to dating another white person. I just would never, like him, very egotistical is really what it felt like. The ego was bruised and he was embarrassed.
Does that, all right, I'm gonna ask this one question and then we're 10 o'clock. Do you think that the success of somebody has to do with that ego? The level of person that he dealt with, the level, okay, so now that you're shaking your head, yes. Okay, so we can skip that question and move to the next one. If you have a desire to date that type of person, successful, I'm not talking about successful like business, but also financially well off, also material wealth, also fly, older, does that not contribute to having the same issues over and over and over again?
No.
So you think that there's another white man that's gonna move differently than he moved? Because I think that
Absolutely.
if you date that person, that's par for the course.
I think that it depends on what it is you do that is going to allow you to give someone else grace and understanding. So
Right,
I think another, if he's white, if he's Middle Eastern, I'm not, like, he could be any race. right? But if he does, let's say he's a movie executive, let's say he's an exec at Sony Pictures, Paramount, whatever. If you understand entertainers and entertainment, you're more likely to give me a little more grace. You're used to diversity. You're inclusive, right? That's the world that you are in. But when you are in a corporate setting where white men run the fucking world, you think you want to be inclusive until you encounter some shit like what happened with me and him. You didn't defend me.
In which
You
case that
shunned
brings
me.
me back to my original point. If you consistently date men of that stature in that world, then it seems as though you're going to run into the same issues, whether they're Middle Eastern or anything. Number one, let's be clear. We're not, and I can say this without offending you because we're essentially the same person, right? We're not in Emmy award-winning world. We're not in
Right.
Academy award-winning world. There really is not the same respect level that one would have for
Right.
Denzel Washington or Halle Berry that they have for Richie Dollaz or fucking Moniece Slaughter.
Right.
With that being said, you're dating a rich white man who probably, if he has Googled you, which everybody does nowadays, so I don't know why you'd be mad about that or think that you wouldn't be if they find out who you are. And if the woman next to him says, oh, that's the girl. Hey, did you know who that was? And he's like, no, that's the girl from Love and Hip Hop. That's Moniece. And he's going to be like, Moniece from Love and Hip Hop, and all your shit is going to come up. And at that moment, he's going to automatically think he's better than you.
Right.
So this is the catch-22 that I tell people all the time. When me and Sean had this conversation weeks ago, I no longer get mad at people for pretending they know who I am. Because I put out just enough deadbeat dad, 100,000 in child support, womanizer, creep squad. I put out just enough for people to think that they know me without actually knowing my backstory. So like I said, I can say this without offending you because you're the same person. You put out just enough in this 5 or 7s, whatever we're going to use on hip hop, to be for the world to think that they know who you are. You can't get mad anymore, Momo, when somebody Googles you and thinks that they know who you are. And I'm not saying the white man is right. I'm not saying you should ever date him again. As a matter of fact, fuck him, tell him to eat your asshole and keep it moving. But what I will say is that in moving forward, you can't get mad at people for thinking that they know who you are when if they Google you, there's enough information that they can draw a conclusion as to who you are. You
so
have
then
to,
don't go on the date.
but there's 1,000 reasons to go on a date. It's when it's drawn to his attention. See, if you go and you sit in the room with somebody and I blow you away, then that's one thing. But if I take you into the room and the white woman said this, and then you said that, and then this conversation went left at this point and that point, now he's starting to reflect and he's like, it's what I thought it was.
Right.
So now I have to move accordingly because it's what I thought it was.
Right.
But if you go and there's no hitches, nothing happens, and you acquiesce to all his shit, and the white woman never says what she says, and they just come up to you and like, oh my God, you guys make such a beautiful couple. I'd love to see your son or your baby. And then he's looking like, yeah, we would make a pretty baby. And the whole dynamic has changed. But you don't ever get to tell how strong a person is when times are good. You get to see how a nigga move when times are bad. So if times are bad, you get to see the real motherfucker come out. And it ain't no bad times. You talk too much, but you're articulate as fuck. You're pretty, FaceTiming you, you're real, you're down to earth. You're all the things that if I was to FaceTime you and other than you talk too much, there would be a bunch of amazing shit. And but I wouldn't be able to acknowledge the issues until we hit the streets. And then when we hit the streets, I have to draw a conclusion. Is it worth it to me to deal with this versus talk to that beautiful, articulate girl sitting on the toilet, comfortable, naked, talking to me? Like, is it worth it? And then his conclusion was no, until he got out of that. And then he probably tried to change the dynamic of the relationship. But you shut it down early, so he never got a chance to. I would venture to say that the next call was, yes, y'all going hiking or y'all doing something more intimate, because more intimate means less people and he can still move how he wants to move and accordingly, and he probably wants to have sex with you.
Yeah, he asked me to come back to his place.
Oh, so there you have it. So I don't understand.
I said no.
Of course you did, because that
So we
box
went
is
to the
mine.
wine bar, and that's when the girl, everything was perfect up until
Sean,
that
you heard
point.
that? You heard that, Sean?
Yeah.
So, with that,
Mo,
with
did you
that,
catch that?
Huh?
Did you catch that?
What? Of course he
no,
did.
no.
Nah, but go ahead. You ain't catch what he said.
Go watch the repeat at 2 hours and 24 minutes
Yo, y'all
into
know,
this
Rich,
live.
we
Anyway,
we
we're
way
at
over time.
7:06. We are. So anyway, Mo, hit me offline. Sean, hit me offline. Yo, once again, y'all, it's 10:06. Thank you, Moniece Slaughter, for extending this live for 20 minutes. But
Love y'all.
next
Bye.
Wednesday, bye bye, mama. Next Wednesday, 7:30, we do it again, and we get it popping. And you never know who's gonna pop in. Like I said, tonight was an amazing conversation. We had some good points. Sean set me up early. I think I might have redeemed myself. My comments stopped working, so I don't know. But thank y'all for coming out, man. Sean, you got the last word.
Nah, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time for everybody. If this is your first time catching us, Rich Dollaz, Sean Prez, we are the Boys Club. Please tell your friends about us. This episode will be up audio, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube Music, all of your streaming services tomorrow. It will also be up on video on YouTube. Please go subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that is the official Boys Club. Just type in Richie Dollaz, Sean Prez, the official Boys Club, and it will come up there. This episode will be there tomorrow. Please share it, please like it, and please subscribe. See y'all next week, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Sean, I'll hit you offline.
One.